Good evening again, everyone, and welcome to tonight's official coverage of the Asrnz 2023 Back Pain GT3 Series, brought to you by Outdoor Effects, the decking specialists. I'm Davo. We are at Monza. It is round 9 in the series first season for the GT3s here at Asrnz, and we are taking part again tonight in a part of the Enduro series. So 4 rounds in the Enduro series. And yes, like I mentioned, we are at Monza, but let's bring up some points. Actually, I might bring up the Enduro points first, because there's just a couple of things to note there. If I can hang on, here it is, ladies and gentlemen, there we go. So that is the top 10 in the Enduro standings as we speak. So only 2 rounds, 2 races into the Enduro series out of the 4. And just a quick note that only Chris Hingston has been on the podium twice in the Enduro series so far. As you can see in that graphic there, Chris Hingston with a first at Paul Ricard and then a second at Bathurst. He's got Shane Fodado gets a third at Bathurst. Haggis gets a third at Paul Ricard, and Josh Vediger last week gets a first at Bathurst. J-Man, what do you take from that, my friend?
Well, at 17 points the difference for Chris Hingston over Shane Fodado. I think he's got one hand on the Enduro title.
Yep.
At the minute, you could say, but I would say it's only one hand. And then obviously Ray Haggis, 4 points the marker back from there.
Sure. Yep.
I didn't see. I try and bring it up right now because this is reflective of that. So I can tell you that you have got Josh Vediger on 30 kilos, and you have got Chris Hingston on 25.
Yep.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on 20, but they're clearly maybe not here right now.
I think that was, I just had that up. Ooh, I just got rid of it. Hang on. Let's have another look. I thought it was Fodado, maybe. Did he come third? No, not sure. Anyway, we do have the overall points up there, J-Man. Yes, thank you for the weights, obviously.
Yeah.
Some of these boys will be carrying weight, and we did notice in pre-qualifying practice that Josh Vediger, winner of last week's race at Bathurst, was struggling to get that BMW up to speed. But a quick look at the overalls there, J-Man, before we move onto the track. We see Mark Mudgeway still holding out the first position there.
Yeah, and once again, another guy at, what's the number? Excuse me, 385 plays 377 over his teammate John McDonald. So that is interesting as well. You could call Mark Mudgeway maybe looking at the trophy, maybe not quite one hand on, because he's going to have some fierce competition from his teammate. And Shane Fodado back on 331, maybe a task too far, but double points effectively on offer here tonight.
For sure. Brad Robinson, actually, and Dave Zero, all just in the mix there. So that top 5, nice and close. From third down and first and second, J-Man. The boys are out on track as we speak in qualifying. Half an hour qualifying again, J-Man?
Yeah, another half an hour qualifying is per standard rules at Asrnz. These guys know the rules. They know the deal around having to bring the car back effectively under its own steam back to pit lane if they want to refuel, change a tyre, of which they only have 6 sets here tonight, Davo, for 3 sessions. The practice half an hour, the practice 40, the qualifying half an hour, and then the race 100 minutes, which does have a requirement for 2 mandatory pit stop.
Yes.
We did see one car last week at Bathurst, John McDonald in the 27 BMW did go the full distance without changing a
Oh,
tyre.
yeah, and how did that go for him? Probably not so well.
Look, I think, I spoke to him during the week and he said, look, he was great. He's glad he went out and did it, but he
Yeah,
said it wasn't the option strategy in his opinion. But look, he went out there and did it, so I
give it a
commend
crack.
him for having a go. And back in the day, it used to be Grimmy that would have a go at these strategies. We don't no longer have him around racing, so I guess John McDonald's the guy that's going to try something a little bit outside the box. So, hey, look, I actually have to just duck up there and do something really critical, which is just catch up with these drivers and ask the question that you just
Awesome.
asked, Davo. Was Shane Fodderdo the other guy that was supposed to have weight? If he is, I'm ready and waiting with my bags of sand to chuck them on.
I can actually just check that quickly here if you like.
If you could.
Yeah, just let me have a quick sticky beat.
Because I'm not seeing it on there, so if I double...
Okay, so third for Bathurst was Shane Fodderdo.
Yeah, copy that. So I'll just quickly, I won't even think, I'll just fire that weight on there.
So first Josh, second Hingston, Fodderdo, and third for Bathurst.
Okay, so 20 kilos for Shano. Apologies, viewers. The work never ends. We love it.
We must multitask sometimes, J-Man. J-Man with he's got his admin cap on as well there a little bit tonight. But always the focus on the racing. J-Man here at round 9. Only one round to go after this, actually, which will be epic. It is at Spa next week. But tonight at Monza with a... and the boys, just a quick note, actually, we did have a fairly hefty physics and tyre physics update to ACC in the last 48 hours. And so the boys probably all just trying to find their feet again, setup-wise, I'd say, J-Man.
Yeah, look, there's some talk around. Obviously, we're only 12 hours or so into this effectively. Some of these guys have only really updated in the last 3 or 4 hours and come to terms with what they're dealing with. However, there was talk about, look, they'll be going a second slower. I can tell you now, I saw some mid 49-second laps, 149 round here, and I don't know that, looking at the lap board that I saw during the week, that they're going any slower. So
no.
I think with peak temperatures tonight of around about 34 degrees ambient and 42 to 44 track, I think it'll be a great test for the new tyre model on version 1.9.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what a great place to do it, actually, is at Monza here, and precursor to the big finale at Spa next week, J-Man. So, perfect timing.
Yes. Evening, Daniel. Great to see you tuning in live again. You're normally a pretty busy joker, but we do really appreciate the support that you give us every week and your insights into what's going on with your brother Dave out there. And I can tell you, looking at official practice tonight, he was right up the pointy end. So we do expect to see the 87 Aston Martin of Day Zero do really well tonight.
For sure, as he just pops into fourth position and moves up on the leaderboard there provisionally for qualifying.
Yeah, so Mudgee already punched a 49.295, which is pretty
stout time.
Pretty quick. Our absolute outstanding drive from Josh Vertiger at Bathurst last week. He really loves the place. I'm interested to see how he shows in this qualifying. He was a little bit down the field in official practice. Is currently sitting P8. He's around about got 4 tenths up his sleeve, so that's going to poke him up towards the pointy end for sure.
Like we did mention just in the intro there, we did watch Josh's car pre-stream. Wasn't looking the speediest looking BMW out there with that little bit of weight on, J-Man. So still trying to find his feet as we just see him run through T1 there. So puts the car in third provisionally, J-Man, but still a It's a long way to go in this qualifying session, mate, and we have seen in the past weeks how it ramps up in the final 5 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So obviously we were pretty clear on the fact that Shane was supposed to have the weight. He's on a lap at the moment, so I'm not going to upset him. But I would like to put my admin cap on in the next 5 minutes, with 20 minutes still remaining in this session. If I have got anything wrong, I'll just re-clarify. But I'm pretty sure we've got it right there. Davo, is I see the camera's still tuned in on the 99 car, who did put himself up into, what was that, P3? Did you say? With 14 up his sleeve in the very next lap. Did you say it was a cut lap, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh no, I didn't notice whether it was a cut lap or not, J-Man. So
yeah, sorry, it was, because he ran through turn 1. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this current lap is yes.
As he just he's just wrapping up again. Bob Laycock. Yeah. So seen speeds in the speed trap tonight. I've actually picked on the BMWs because they were featuring quite strongly in the practice session. I've seen speed upwards of 278 k an hour coming down the front chute. Obviously, it's all reflects on how well they get out of the famous Parabolica.
Oh, for sure. And what an epic corner, and very rewarding when you get it right and can just punch that thing down the straight.
Yeah, and so as you were.
Yeah, and just makes for a fairly hectic stop down the end there. But that's there's time to be made, J-Man, and there's in and out of the Parabolica.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, if these guys, interesting watching, Davo, that obviously you've got the two Lesmos, the double rights in the sort of end of first sector, starting the middle sector.
Yeah.
There, and then you come into the fast Ascari. I would have thought that they would be looking for a happy medium on the setup there, because they're two very different sets of corners. Ascari's very fast and flowing. They're asking a lot of the car on the curbs. There is a couple of, I don't know if I'd call them a sea sausage, but there are half a sea sausage on the inside of each of those corners.
Oh yeah, you definitely know when you're hitting them.
Yeah, for sure. So but no, definitely some differences in setups tonight. I know the guys were scrambling late with listening to the talk about whether or not their original setups work. I did hear from one driver tonight, Stevo, in the Castrol bloody Supra / Aston, that said that his baseline setup from early in the week on the previous version just did not work at all.
Yeah. And this is what we suspected. We did. There has been a little bit of online chatter on the Discord channel, and just talking to the boys on Discord throughout the week. It was a bit of an unknown what was going to happen. They sort of suspected this. So look, everybody in the same boat though, J-Man.
Yeah. So really impressed with this qualifying session as well. For these guys to go out. I heard Jarks, Damien Jones, talking about a little bit of a dead zone in the middle of the steering wheel. Had to work that out. And then I heard Steve-O sort of saying that, oh look, I've got to go back to the drawing board on the baseline because it wasn't working. And then I'm watching the numbers that punching out, and I'm looking at guys that, obviously I've been away for the better part of this week with this new rig and this new broadcasting. I've tidied my stuff up at my end, Davo, as you did some, not so long ago. And
yep.
Looking at Steve Wilton, currently P6, a far better showing from the Beckless crew boys at Monza as opposed to Bathurst, Mudgee being the exception. Obviously, Mudgee was still strong. And I want to touch on the 21 car of Mark Mudgee at the moment, our current overall series leader for the pro class. He, out of the first two Enduros, has had an absolute shocking start. If you remember,
terrible run.
He ended up back in the pit lane
last week.
Was that last week?
Yeah, that was at Bathurst.
Okay, so that was something to do with a Discord, something or other went on. He pressed the Alt tab out, and anyway, lost his way and ended up starting from the pit lane. And then if you remember the one before, He was involved in that accident at Paul Ricard at turn one.
T1
Yeah,
lap one.
so, but both times, got to give him a lot of credit for the drive backs that he's done. You know, he's looked at the big picture and he's dug deep on what would have been a pretty, you know, mind-numbing incidents there, you know, just to try and get back out there and do his thing. So I really hope that Mark Madre, who's currently sitting on the provisional pole, can actually get a good start to this one and show the boys and show the viewers what he's got, because he has got a lot of form this season.
Well, you only got to look at the overall leader board at the moment, and he sits on the top of that board, J-Man, albeit by a few points just in front of his teammate who is on screen at the moment, John McDonald, who is just flickering.
He's right on the cuff.
Yeah, he's just on.
He's got enough in hand if he can carry this through. It'll be enough.
Yeah, he sort of had it earlier in the lap, but it went back, and then now he's got it back again. So a little bit rough over the curbs back there through that second chicane as he gets through here. Pretty
quite
neatly there.
Simply.
That's pretty handy there. So just down to the final.
Yeah, the delta's on the right side by my calculation.
They're looking okay.
So Mark Madre is on an in lap. He's coming back in, so he's going to have another go at this, because we have still got 14 minutes to go. John Boy just gets it a little bit sideways in there, but I'll tell you what,
he's got the drive. He's got the drive, and
a little bit of a wiggle there.
14,
it's probably
14, mate. It's still half the qualifying to go. And he puts it on the top.
He had more. He
definitely had more. Definitely a big wriggle through the parabolica there, J-Man, like you said, and really stretched the limits on the track on the exit there, didn't he?
Yeah, and I can tell you, I just picked up on the 99 car of Josh Vedeker. He's just right on the cuff about matching his previous time, which is a 49.25, and he was tucked in behind the draft of a car that was slower than him, trying to just make a gain there. He's not going to improve this lap, but you know, we saw this the week before. This thing's going to heat up with around about 6 minutes to go.
For sure.
Guys, you know, these extended qualifying sessions just beg these guys to use another set out of the 6 sets that they've got.
Alan Poole's car, he's come into the pits. The bonnet is up, like up, not just... Jesus Christ, I don't think I've ever seen one that bad.
Yep. I'm just going to step away for a second.
You do that, J-Man, as we pick up on Ray Haggis. Actually has got pipped the sister car there. He's also in front of Pip Steve Wilton as well, who's moved back to 7th position. But Haggis in the Martini, the white Martini, Aston Martin, and up on his time currently as he gets round the back part of the circuit here. Using all of the curbs and some as he runs down towards the parabolica. I think he's probably lost his little bit of a gain there. A little untidy through that final fast section of corners there. And around the parabolica. Probably lost his run there. These top boys staying out on track at the moment. Got Steve Wilton in 7th. We saw him as high as 6th. I think it was Haggis that actually just pipped him there. He's got the eyes on tonight. He's had a week or two off. He's back in the Weet-Bix BMW. Using all the track. Haggis again up on his time. John McDonald up on his time. The provisional pole getter at the moment. Oh, he's down again. Josh Vedeker up. Only just coming out of T1 though, so plenty of road to lose time on before he comes back round to that timing mark and to see where that time will put him. He is currently in 3rd provisionally.
Yeah, and going very well with a 10th up his sleeve right now as he heads into what appears to be
the Lesbos.
The first of the, yep.
So, and Mudgeway also just flickering a 10th up here and there at me as well. So these boys responding to John McDonald's times. Now, John McDonald actually flickered a 10th up on his current best as well early in his lap. So
yeah, he's dumped it now, but yeah.
It's on. These guys, it's really starting to push hard. Still 10 minutes to go, J-Man.
Yeah, I feel like Josh, you know, we spoke off camera earlier and, you know, albeit he was down in 12th and, you know, we know the quality that is Josh and said that he'd play himself back into this and with just over a 10th up his sleeve at the moment, if he can get Parabolica right, he'll play himself a little bit closer. It won't be close enough. But, although I say that, he's nearly got 2 tenths, so he will play himself well in the mix now.
Yeah, for sure, as Jake McKellar does as well. He's up on his time. Alan Poole, well up on his time as well.
He is, yes.
Where is Alan in his lap, though?
Lesbo too. Yep.
So that car well damaged before. We just picked it up as it rolled into the pits there early, only a couple of minutes ago there on the stream, and looked awful. I don't think I've ever seen a bonnet so open on one of these cars.
Yeah, and this is one of the cars that's had somewhat of a physics tweak or some sort of update, and you know he's got just dumped a little bit there, but he had 3 tenths coming through the Ascari there, so still got a 10th and a half up his sleeve, which will play him into the Josh Vertiger Jakey Snakey putting himself in there on a 49.535, so he is right in there, so 2 1,000ths. Quicker than
Now he was just up on his current time there, and he pulled that car into the pits.
Rightio.
So we got Alan Poole. So he's got more in the tank there, J-Man.
Yeah, he's just did it Parabolica there. So
yeah, Haggis up on his time. Mudgeway up on his time. We've got Aztec up on his time. Where will that put Aztec? Not very far.
Yeah, so Steve Melling, I can tell you now, good buddy of mine, and you know, currently in P20 on a 50.925, would have said that earlier in the week was a bloody good lap.
Yeah, well, that's right.
But you have to go to P14 to break the 49s.
Yeah.
So 49.2 is the leading lap right now, and a 49.987 is P13. So that tells you how tight this field is.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. As Ray Haggis just pops himself in the Aston Martin into 3rd position, J-Man, sorry for interrupting there.
No, you're right.
It's moving and shaking with 7.5 minutes to go. Yes, like you said, Steve-O, like it's only a few days ago, you know? It's a good time. And look at this field, J-Man, 26 cars on track tonight.
Yep. Oh, okay. So I must have missed one at the back end. So yeah, that's it's a good showing. As I just saw Alan Poole just get massively sideways through the Ascari. Had 3 tenths up his sleeve. He's now got a 10th and a half, which will still see him improve.
Dave Zero to the top of the board.
Yeah, beautiful lap from Dave Zero. We mentioned earlier that Alan Poole's just lost everything at Ascari. He's got all sorts of trouble with entry oversteer there. But no, Dave Zero,
I didn't even see that lap come up on my data at all. Like normally, viewers, we get some visuals here that shows us when these guys are hot on their laps and whether they're up or down a little bit. Dave Zero's time did not come up, and then bam, there he is out of nowhere. So yeah. Awesome work from Dave there. He's definitely pulled that out of his hat. Mudgy up on his time.
I'm surprised to see him pull in because I'm pretty sure he was on a good lap and the Delta was green. So maybe he wasn't going to have enough fuel to get back around another lap. That is a factor here.
Who's that?
I tell you what, Dave Zero, but just before he pulled in the lane, I would like to query him on that. He went.
He's still out on track.
Sorry, no. Okay, it wasn't Dave Zero then. It was
Ray Haggis.
It was Ray Haggis. He was up.
Yeah, so he's been looking hot. These boys, geez, they're throwing the Asrnz
They go to the top here, mate.
So
McDonald's gone to the top and won. Mudgy's got enough to beat that.
Mudgy's got that. Oh, look at these guys
49.0.
covering each other
Wow.
off.
We said the last 6-7 minutes would go off, and it is.
And it's like bloody clockwork, J-Man. And they just wrap it up.
Allard Pool's got enough in the tank with the deltas at the moment to see him if he can get this parabolica sorted, which he hasn't.
3 or 4 there.
Yeah, it'll definitely put him in probably third or possibly second.
Yeah. I'm calling 3 or 4. Oh, nice tight line on the entry. Jeez, that thing looks hooked up.
Yeah, he got that a lot better.
That's tight, he has. Yeah, I'm thinking, he might get third.
He got third, yep.
There you go. Allard Pool, well done. Dave Rutherford, 6/10 up, J-Man.
Yeah, Shane with his newfound pies.
That
48.905 with 20 kilos on board.
I was just doing that calculation in my head, and then he was just across the line, so there you go.
It is crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. Daniel's just picked out that, 0.5 puts you out of the top 10.
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Mudgy up on his lap. Allard Pool again up on his lap. Man, we've got 4 minutes to go. But we haven't even started the race yet.
No, I'll tell you what, Mudgy is on a blinder. This thing is going to take him super close to Shane Fodado's lap. If he can tidy Parabolica up in here, if he can get this right.
Oh, geez, he got the entry nice. Look at the gains he made. He just went up a 10th on my data on the entry. Oh, he's lost it. It's come back. Oh,
it was a slight improvement, only minuscule.
Josh Rediger a little bit up on his lap. Not
John
enough
McDonald up as well.
Not enough to make much difference with these boys just going at it, J-Man.
Steve Melling's gained a place. He's P19 now.
Shackelford also up on his time. He's P13. We got who's top 10? Steve Wilton rounding at the top 10 at the moment. We saw him in 6. Wow, there you go. John McDonald, like you said, up on his time. Yeah, go figure. Hey?
Yeah, mate. Like I wouldn't have called 8s. I did talk to Dave Zero earlier in the night, and he said he has got the goods for an 8. If it all goes right, Dave Zero can run an 8. So just consider that as we see McDonald's up a 10.5, heading towards the 2/10 mark. Dave Zero's
out on track as well, but still he's like right at the early part of the track in the first sectors there. So McDonald around the back section. Oh,
the escape pretty tidy.
Beautifully. The BMW dealt with that fantastically. Now we did see him get a bit wriggly through when he was pushing earlier into the Parabolica or about mid-corner. Let's see how he deals with this. Looks tidy.
He's getting time. The delta's climbing. 3.5 tenths.
He's all over this. Dave Zero.
This is McDonald's lap.
There
goes in a 48.8.
Now Dave Zero got to Ascari a lot tidier than he did on his last fastest lap.
Yes.
He's only showing 1/10 up. That is not enough, J-Man. McDonald just upped the ante right then.
Yeah.
He needs 3/10 here. Oh, he's gaining. This could get him in the top 3.
He's 2 and a bit tenths up, 2.5 tenths.
This could get him in the top 3. Yes.
Top 3 it is.
Third position, Allard Pool up as well, J-Man.
Minute 30 to go. These guys are going to... Dave Zero's rolled out. That's his qualifying done. He will not progress any further than P3. No. Shane Fodato is...
Oh, Allard, very wide. That's got to be out. I see Damien Jones has pushed Steve Wilton out of the top 10. Well done from Damien Jones in one of the Astons there. Hectic. Allard Pool stays out on track.
Yeah, it was a cut lap, that last one, so he had to press on.
He's going to have another go.
Don't know that he had enough... Oh, sorry, apologies, he does. There's 55 seconds on the clock.
No, he's there. We've got Sam.
Josh Rediger's on the improve slightly. I think he might grab maybe level pegging with his existing time, but 40 seconds to go. He's going to get another run at this. Chris Hinkston.
Hinkston up.
10th up.
Allard Pool up.
Carson, 2 tenths up. Melling, 2 tenths up.
Right down to the wire, J-Man.
This will go down to the last car on track. Who gets to cross the line in overtime? That's what it'll come down to.
Just tearing through that
Gotta
final
remember,
fast section.
Josh Vettiger 2 tenths up. These guys have only got 6 sets of tyres over 3 sessions with 2 mandatory pit stops. No tyre requirement in those stops, but you would expect to use one as we run into the 2-minute overtime.
McDonald and Frodo, both up on time.
They are both looking for blinding times. Shane is about level with his existing time. John McDonald is nearly 2 tenths up as he is in the first sector, so still a lot of technical stuff to go on this lap. Hits the curb a bit awkward, but still carries the speed. Still 2 tenths up.
Melling up, still up on his time. It's not really going to make it.
What can he do as he comes down to Parabolica? He's on a 50.7. He needs a good 3 tenths to make that marker move. He's only got a half a tenth in his upper sleeve. He's climbing on the delta up through Parabolica. He's going to be... No, he won't see any improvement here. Pulls it into the pits. He saw it. He was watching the delta.
McDonald pulls off.
Yeah, Shane Frodo stayed in it.
Let's Frodo go.
He's got enough. He's got a couple of tenths up his sleeve. 3 tenths.
Carrying weight too. He's carried 20 kegs, I think, was it, J-Man?
Yeah, he's got 20 pies on board.
Yeah. So, yeah, carrying a little bit of weight. He's, that time is fluctuating up and down a little bit, but he's right on the money.
He needs a good Parabolica.
He needs a good solid 10th, though, like, really, to make anything count.
It's climbing. It's climbing. He's coming out on the right side of the ledge. He's got a half a tenth. He's got a half a tenth. It won't be enough. It's going to be very, very close.
Oh.
8.67 plays an 8.25. John McDonald takes the pole here at Monza. Woo. Brilliant. Round 9. Third race of the Enduros.
Epic qualifying, J-Man.
As mentioned earlier by Daniel, you do have to go out to P9 to get outside of the half a second bracket from what these boys run at a 48.825 from the 27 BMW of John McDonald. So, yeah, tough quality there. 26 car field. Wow. You know, this one here is going to be an absolute blinder because these guys, I think, have got some serious race pace as well as quali pace, so expect to see some good 9s in race trim.
For sure, J-Man. And yeah, look, thanks everybody for joining us on our live stream on YouTube for the 2023 Asrnz Back Pain GT3 series. It's brought to you by Outdoor Effects, the decking specialists, ABC Tech, who keep all things Asrnz online. Thank you very much, ABC Tech, SJS, Superior Joint Sealing, GoBro, and there's probably a few others in there, but we'll leave it at that. J-Man, crazy qualifying again, and it's shaping up to be a cracking race. Like, really, just looking at those times there, mate.
Absolutely outstanding. Yeah, I'm blown away. I thought we would dip into the low 9s to see these guys, you know, 3 guys in the 8s, and Mark Mudra in P4 perilously close to dropping into the 8s as well. I think the number Dave quoted me was a 48.8 that in optimum conditions, maybe offline or whatever, that he'd run, or maybe somewhere else. So he was very, very close with the 48.95, but yeah, certainly some really good times. Jake McKellar, another notable mention as well, just qualifying a 9th behind Josh Vettiger in 8th. So, you know, we saw Josh up as far as 3rd position in that quali before we ran down to the final 5 minutes. And the likes of Ray Haggis, Chris Hinkston, dropped their names in there, as well as, you know, Dave Zero, Shane Frodo, and John McDonald really just duked that one out in the final moments of the qualify. Probably one of the better qualifying sessions I have seen this season.
Oh, absolutely. We have been. It's notable, isn't it? When they get that hectic. Like even in the 8 minute stuff, you sort of expect it in an 8 minute qualifying session. You know, it gets a bit crazy towards the end because everybody's trying to get their lap in. But after 30 minutes, you'd think they would have got it done, you know, sort of in the first, 15 or 20 minutes. But no, they really want it right to the end, don't they, mate? And it's plenty entertaining.
Yeah, and you got to question, there's a lot of pit action pretty early on. Did the guys, especially those top, I'm going to say the top probably 8 drivers. I didn't, apologies to Jakey, he sort of snuck up in there. We're expecting to be somewhere in
Yeah.
there. But certainly the likes of Josh, Chris, Allard, Mark, Dave Zero, Shane, and John, I'd love to know, at the end of this, if one of those guys, or multiple of those guys appear on the podium, I must remember to ask them, how many banks of tyres they went through in that quali session. Because, like I said, 30 minutes, it probably begs you to go and grab another set and have it, especially when it was so close. We were talking about the smallest margins for these guys to take that top spot, and you just saw at the back end of that qualifying session how important it was for those guys to have that front row for down to turn 1 here at Monza. It's a bloody long run down to turn 1.
Yeah.
And we know both the BMW and the Audi especially, punches very, very well off that controlled speed limit.
A roll start, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely, and could quite easily make a gain on the BMW. Although the BMW, not too bad, it's in its own right, J-Man, but definitely, yeah, Shane, one to watch out for. As the boys hit the track, mate, long race, 100 minutes. We got 2 compulsory pit stops. We've seen some crazy strategy stuff already in the first couple of Enduros from some of the boys up the pointy end. But look, I suppose the golden rule just taken from what we've seen is to probably keep it pretty simple and just race the race. But
you don't want to be carrying a car with damage around here so that you're only getting 268 down the back chute when your competitors are getting 278, because over 100 minutes that's going to cost you.
Or carrying a cook set of tyres either, so interesting, but look, it's enduro stuff. It just begs these guys to mix it up. We want to see it. You guys want to see it. These guys love, like doing this stuff. So just the pit stops again was going to be hectic. We've been sort of really seeing 3 good solid stints of pit stops, haven't we, J-Man? You get the boys that come in early, the whole mid, sort of normal half race stuff. And then we get those stragglers at the end, and quite often those stragglers at the end of the guys up the pointy end of the field.
Yeah, and I think, there's been a little bit of a talk now that we're, heading into this 3rd race of the endurance title, that it sounds like there's a unanimous agreement that the 50-50 split, if you're, depending on where you're at, obviously the Pro class, Pro-Am class and Am class, you've got to remember these guys are racing their respective competitors in their class, and the 50-50 split seems to be, if you're not in any trouble, haven't had drama, that is the optimum strategy from what I'm hearing. But there's such a myriad of factors that'll play into that. An incident, lap 1, turn 1, or lap 1 period, can really shape the way that you strategize your race here.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And just being in an over intense battle is enough. Like having either pressure from the back or nowhere to go at the front is a good reason to just get out of it and get in the pits, isn't it? Early and changing that strategy up as we see the boys roll around for this formation lap.
Yeah, and I think just looking at it, Shane. Just looking at him as he's rolling up on the back of the 27 car, John McDonald, Shane was the protege of his own mistake up the top of the mountain last week. in the
sure,
car,
for sure.
couldn't drive it back, and we'll get to see him tonight start from a position that we haven't seen him in a fair while. You know, we know the speed that he's got as we see them come
Yep.
to abreast. So I'll pass it back to you, Davo. And
Yeah, absolutely. And a few guys right up the pointy end that haven't been up there for the last couple of weeks as well. EI, those two BMWs, John McDonald or Mudgee. So good battle going to happen here at the beginning of this race. We are at Monza. It is round 9. You've joined us for the Asrnz Back Pain GT3 series for 2023, ladies and gentlemen. It's brought to you by Outdoor Effects, the decking specialists, ABC Tech, SJS, GoBro Racing. We are going to go racing any moment. J-Man, this is going to be a cracker. We're going to get a green any second.
fingers crossed for a clean turn 1.
Turn 1. Have we got our bets on? Has everybody got their bets on? We got a green light, J-Man.
Yeah.
Nice jump. Nice jump from Alan Poole. Puts himself up in between the Vegemite car and Dave Zero by the looks of it. Oh, very wide on the second row. We got 2 wide. McDonald oh no, contact from McDonald.
Yep. And we spoke about this earlier about maybe running off in between the chicane as Steve Wilton goes around as well. He's been turned by Rusty Shackelford.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate as well. We have... Oh, that did clear relatively quickly, but unfortunate again. Just a little tiny touch from McDonald. We won't go back to any replays, ladies and gentlemen.
Just open the door for Mark Mudgee, your series leader, just to check on out.
And some, J-Man. Steve Wilton unfortunately got a bit of a touch-up, so a little bit here, a little bit there. Where does it all pan out? Series leader out in front. Alan Poole in the Mercedes in second position. And who do we have here? Josh Vediger in third, J-Man. Good stuff for Joshy there. He'll be loving that. McDonald back to fourth after a little bit of contact with the back of the Audi there. Oh, unfortunate in T1. Hingston, 5th. Zero, 6th. Fodado, 7th. He was the one that went round in the Audi. Damien Jones, 8th. Nice work to hold into the top 10 there. Jake McKellar, 9th. Lucas Sari, 10th. J-Man. What do you take from it, mate? That is hectic. We expected some drama here in Monza.
Yeah, look, I mean, you know, I'm still processing it, what I saw, and you know, it's a hard one. You know, it's such a tight turn, and to be honest, from looking from my camera angle, it very much looked like John had yielded and given that position away to Shane into 1, but then it just closed up in the middle of the corner. It was the lightest contact which created the rotation. So
yeah,
I guess just a communication error between, you know, obviously they're not talking about it live, but I think he interpreted that he'd given that away and then maybe just got out of it. I'm just seeing Ashley Vediger just slip past Steve Melling down the front chute there, and a car peeling off down straight through the first chicane. I'm not sure if that was
one of the Aston's. It's Warren Martin.
Yep. So he just runs through there and readdresses, lets all those guys go, and presses on.
So we see Dave Zero. We're just getting out of the back of Dave Zero's car. Plenty of heat from Hingston.
Yes.
J-Man.
Yep. So he's got that BMW tucked in behind him, and he's got Shane Fodado, by the look of it, just tucked in behind him. He'll be looking to... Oh, hang on, is it Shane?
Yeah, it is Fodado, and so he'll be trying to recoup from what he lost out in T1. So that, and admittedly, these two boys have come out pretty well. It could have been a lot worse, and the whole field did clear pretty quickly. Now, this car, back at Dave Zero's car, is probably first of the pack, because the other three have sort of moved out a little bit. As you see out of the back of Josh Vediger's car, plenty of space back to Dave Zero. So that is the pack. That is Chris Hingston back. So now you can see out of the back of Hingston's car, even Hingston's car looks a little bit damaged, but you can see the damage on the front of that Audi.
The Audi's still ranged up under...
he still had the pace.
Yeah, he still had the pace down the chute, so he's got a good run out of Parabolica, but so if he's tucked up underneath the wing of that BMW, we know the BMW is handy in a straight line. Doesn't look like he's making any gains in the first part of the straight. see what he's got towards the back end. It'll be a little too late, $1 short, I think, by the time they get to the braking zone, which is about the, I guess, probably the 150, just after maybe 120. Is that Damien Jones?
What's that off?
Damien Jones, Jake McKellar, John McDonald ranging up and behind Shane Fotterdo there.
I did not see who that was that went off there, but...
No, I didn't see it either.
Yeah, it was in front of the boys, so interesting to see whether it's back mark or not. But anyway, who else have we got close? In close proximity? You've got
Dave Zero, just was monstering the back just up the road, just a slight little bit. He was all over the back of Josh Vertigo, who has made inroads into Allard Pool. On the other hand, Mark Mudgeway is set the fastest lap of the race already, and he's got 3.5 seconds already up his sleeve. So
Allard's had a bit of a slip up there because he's come back to Josh, which has slowed him up, and now that whole crew we were just talking about is right up behind him again.
Yeah, you mentioned there was
there was a gap there, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely a margin between those cars, but now there's not, and Dave Zero is really taking it to the back of Josh Vertigo's car, leading that pack into this top three, mate.
Yeah, Jordan Moss, Aztec and Sam Carson all very, very close proximity as well. Those guys got a battle going on.
I was just trying to pick up on that before these Asrnz. They saw it last week at Bathurst. Big groups of BMWs and Asrnz together, obviously, with the same marker car. Obviously, their pluses and minuses around the track are similar, but yeah, Aztec looks like he might have the draft on Jordan Moss there. Jay, are you watching that?
Yeah, I am watching that. He's tucked right in there. He's going to pull out the chute there. He's going to potentially have the inside line backs out of it.
Pulls back out of that. That is Sam Carson, I think. Totally misses his brake marker.
Yeah.
Lucky not to come into contact with any other vehicles there, actually. Only the bollards, mate. So.
Yeah, he'll readjust that. He's going to have to get his boogie on, though, because Adam Falconer is going to look like...
Yep, and he's going to do that, isn't he?
I think he could do that. It's probably... Carso's probably just picked up the pace in time to be able to defend this inside line down into this next chicane, but that's allowed Ashley Vertigo to range up on the back of that. Prior to that, just saw a really good battle going on with Steve Wilton.
And that's
monstering,
Melly, isn't it?
Yeah, he was monstering Lachlan Andrews. He's got past him and he set sights on Vaughan Martin. So this is a recovering 74 car. Steve Wilton after that he got caught up at that turn one incident.
So he did, just trying to get around it, got a bit tangled up. But look, that is tight stuff down the back there, as it is, as tight as it is in the front here.
Yep, it is tight. It is very tight. So Rusty Shackelford looking to come back as well. He's obviously caught up in that incident. He's
Shane Fotterdo.
Yeah, I saw that.
What is this? They're nearly 3 wide up to the parabolic. That is Damien Jones, Chris Hingston.
Oh,
look at those guys fan out.
He's going to get a twofer.
And that is Jake McKellar and John McDonald. Look at this guy. Look at Dave Zero. It's driven past.
No, that was Damien Jones.
I'm looking at Dave Zero and Josh Vertigo.
Jake, he's got past Joshy as well. That's a beautiful pass.
And so Damien Jones pass, and we'll get a replay on that, J-Man, because that's Damien Jones pass Fotterdo. And look at the mayhem.
Yeah, Donald's lining up.
Let's have a look at this. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Damien Jones pass Houston. Is he? No. Drag race.
Our Stoners in the house. Welcome to the stream, Stoners. Miss you out on track, but good to have you viewing, mate. She's all going off here tonight. Monza is turning it on tonight.
Wow, look at that replay. Look at those guys go. It's so hard and fast into that corner. No contact. Fantastic. Beautiful work, guys.
Good call. Mike King too watching the stream. B-Dog is on the move. B-Dog is up to P16. He's dispatched Bear Grylls, Steve Malling, Vaughan Martin. That Lexus is loving Monza. I'll try and get a read on what the terminal speed of that thing is down the chute, because we know that's a quick car in a straight line.
Plenty going on, J-Man. There's it's fucking speechless. I don't know. Oh, it's just going on everywhere.
It is, mate. It's hard to know where to look. There's just so much happening.
So we'll just get Chris Hingston back on the screen as we just watch that little battle. But if you just look forward a little bit, every now and then you get a flash of Josh Vettiger and Dave Zero in your screen there, and they are still very close. But these 4 or 5 cars, that's Jake McKellar right at the back of that pack there, J-Man, and
former series champ.
He's going to be amongst that very soon in that Lamborghini.
Yeah, well, to be honest, Shane and John have actually dispatched him. Jarks is another guy that's on the move. He's hanging with Chris Hingston at the moment, which is, Chris proven that, he's got some serious pace. He had some issues at Bathurst, unfortunate, but I think he had some hardware failures, but he's got some pace. So Jarks has got legitimate pace at the moment.
Doesn't he?
Big winners and losers, I think probably at the moment, Mudgeway, the biggest winner out of that Turn 1 incident, and he has got around about a 5-second margin now, so currently just run a 49.807 2 laps ago. He backed it up with a 49.855, so that car's got serious pace.
Yeah.
Dave Zero's looking to punch a really good number after clearing Josh Vettiger as well, so Josh, he'd be loving this. He loves the competition.
Absolutely. We'll be all over it, mate. Winning or coming third or fourth or whatever it is. So yes, so we get back onto the Damien Jones, Shane. I don't know, Shane. Remember Shane now carrying a little bit of weight, viewers.
Yeah, so, 20 kilos on board the Audi tonight.
And now the meat in a Damien Jones John McDonald sandwich. Because McDonald's just chasing down the back of that Audi. Or is he trying to keep up with it?
Well, I think I'll stand corrected later on in the night, but I'm pretty sure that John, once they exited that Turn 1 incident, was ahead of Shane, and he's actually redressed that at some point off camera. And so that now sorted itself out, and it's obviously play on now, and John's ranging up on the back. That Audi is not lacking any speed down the front chute
not
there.
At all. So what have we got here? Ashley Vettiger, and that is Adam Buckner.
Yeah.
In the the KTM orange McLaren there.
Yeah, B-Dog. What's B-Dog?
He's got out in front of Steve, but not being able to pull away from Melling. Just behind that little battle there. I just pick up on him, but yeah, he's got Bear Grylls, Steve Melling right behind him.
Something to note too, David, no early pit stops tonight, as I just see a move coming on the who was that? That was right, apologies, that was Hingston. Is that Hingston on Martin? It was. Rusty Shackelford, apologies. Rusty Shackelford on Martin gets the job done. Yep. Joshy. Yep, just as you were.
So yeah, it looks like Martin again just struggling with the T1 chicane, T1-2 chicane there, and just a bit slow out of it, which allows Shackelford to get that BMW just easily shot up beside him.
Yeah, he got the drive out of the exit of that chicane, and then heading down to the second chicane, it was certainly enough.
Yeah, and then obviously Kenny Simpson in tow.
But Hingston Jones is a very, very hot battle at the moment, Davo. These guys are going at it.
It is. Absolutely.
Race control called the inside line down the front chute towards the pit exit out of bounds. So these guys have still got plenty of track to work with.
Yeah.
But not as much to try and break the toe as Damien Jones ranged right up behind Hingston under brakes there. Actually got a lot more pace. A lot stronger. The Aston a lot stronger under brakes
there. Yeah,
and through the probably middle part of the chicane.
Yeah, he did. I think he got pulled up a little bit by the BMW, I think, and that's why he dropped back a couple of car lengths there. He was almost balked by the lack of pace in the BMW mid-corner there, and he had to back out of it. So you see here where he gets the good run. He's right up. He's right up with him again. You know, like so.
Yeah, 100%. Dave Zero on the move as well. Not in positional changes, but he has just posted the fastest lap of the race on a 49.4.
Oh, nice work from Dave.
So, yeah, chasing down Alan Poole at the moment for that second position. Would you think that maybe Shane or Jarks at this point maybe looking for that quick splash and dash for one of the 2 pit stops that we've got to make? I know the guys are talking about, you know, a 1 litre dump in one of the stops and then tyres and fuel in the other. You know, is this the time that you consider that?
Oh, look, for sure. But, you know, with the red mist on, you know, these guys are going to remind themselves, I think, they're in an endurance race. You know, they're just sprinting. They're running a sprint race at the moment. And, yeah, one of these guys, it doesn't look like they're holding each other up that much, though, J-Man, either.
No, so just picking up.
Dave Zero and Alan Poole. Sorry, J-Man.
You're right, as you were, carry on.
And looks like Dave Zero is going up beside the Mercedes. He just runs out of punch as he moves out. Alan still leaves plenty of space.
He was pretty considerate there. Who's got the drive traction?
Oh, absolutely considerate, considering the Mercedes
Beautiful
really
piece
hadn't
of
got
driving.
past. And yes, oh, beautiful.
So if Alan can live here and have the right...
He's got the right to the next corner.
Yeah, but that Aston has got some serious boogie. No, he's going to tuck in.
Yeah, right,
it's early days.
Nice stuff. Yeah, plenty of racing to go, J-Man.
Still an hour 24 to go, so...
Nice work from both the boys there, and that is Josh Vediger just up in behind them. Let's just duck up the front just quickly and have a look where Mudgy's doing. Look at him up there.
Yeah, he's out there doing it, mate.
I can't even see another car behind him. So
yeah, Steve Walton in the 74 BMW that got caught up at turn 1 incident there. Is the first guy to complete the first of his stops to my calculations.
Yes,
so.
Kenny Simpson looks like he's just leaving the pits as well. Is that right? Is he doing a pit stop as well?
Yeah, he's just on his way out. So the pit stop requirements, Stoners, is the guys must make 2 pit stops tonight. There is a 1 litre minimum dump in both those stops. However, you know, every driver out there knows that they're probably going to burn through about 175 to 185 litres of fuel tonight in a 100-minute enduro around here. And probably likely the better part of the whole field will grab a tyre in one of those stops. So tonight, the current format sees the guys only have 6 sets of tyres for 3 sessions. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they would have burnt up a set in practice. They probably burnt up 2 sets, maybe 3 in quali. And leave them another couple here, 1 to start or 1 to change. So that's the format for tonight, matey. How they go about it is anybody's guess. We can kind of gauge based on pit window length as to what they're doing, as we see John McDonald in the pit lane, Davo.
Yeah, just dropping off the back of that pack there, J-Man. The Shane Frotigo, Alan Poole, Damien Jones pack, and ducking into the pits. And you did mention it the lap before, you just think one of these boys would sort of step away from that battle and, you know,
so
just
that's a splash and dash for John.
Yeah, so in and out, quick as a flash.
Yep, we'll be looking to try and get out, not get into too much traffic. We'll be looking to clear Steve Walton.
Good to see. Yeah, sorry, good to see Lucas Saar and also Aztec in the top 10.
Yes.
So there's only a couple of guys that have made their pit stops, so that, you know, they haven't made massive gains for pit stops here. But yeah, definitely just snuck up into the top 10. So nice work for both of those boys actually to be up there. A pretty solid competitive field, mate, to be up in the top 10 in. Sam Carson at 11th, Jordan Moss at 12th, Ashley Rediger in 13th. Adam Faulkner 14th, Brennan Roll 15th.
Yeah, Big Dog's doing a stellar job in the AM class. Got Ray Haggis monstering them at the moment.
On Brendan Rolf, I think that is.
Yep. So Brendan doing a great job in the AM class to be out there, really pressing on pretty hard at the moment over the likes of Vaughan Martin. Obviously Steve Wilton having made a stop. Steve Mellings now having made a stop. Kenny Simpson made a stop. Yeah, so that, you know, some guys have taken an early stop, so that stuff will shake itself out. But B-Dog was doing a great job. He was just up the road from Steve Melling anyway. So, yeah, great effort there. Snakey looking good on the deltas there. He's got a bit of pace at the minute. Last lap round was a 150.610, which is his best lap of the race. Shane Fodderdo, he is still... Now, Shane Fodderdo has got Allard Pool behind him. So what has happened there? I'm just trying to pick up there. Shane's had a miss. No. Allard's gone. Allard's had a mishap. Yeah, Allard's had a mishap there. So we've missed that, what happened there, but Allard's had a bit of a lose there. I wonder if it was Parabolica. He's struggled there in qualifying and official practice. So wonder if the final turn caught Allard out there on the lap before, because he did do a 152.9.
Yeah, so he's dropped back 4 positions. I think it was, yes. Oh no, Dave got past him. Yeah, so he was in 3rd, so he's gone from 3rd back to 7th there, J-Man, in pretty quick succession. These boys, you know, really, once Dave got past him, really were all over the back of that Merc, and yeah, clearly the pressure has got to him. Jordan Moss, who we got here, Jordan Moss, Ashley Bedica, close as well, down to the Parabolica. That group of Aston's there again, with the Falconer McLaren just bringing it up the rear there. Looks like that is Jordan Moss into the pits, J-Man.
Yeah, Jordan in the lane. So
yeah, Rediger through and Falconer through.
So I'm just looking up the top end of town. We saw Dave Zero with an incredible 49.460 for the fastest lap of the race, which he still holds. But last laps around, Mudgee responded to Dave Zero with a 49.7, plays Dave Zero's 49.9. So net gain just in that little battle at the top end of town between your leader, Mark Mudgway, and Dave Zero, which brings the marker out to 8.5 seconds. Still a lot to play. There's no guarantees here.
No, those leaders are running through the back markers now, so the lap times will be erratic, I suppose, to a certain extent, won't they, J-Man?
Yeah, and I think probably what we're going to see is, you know, alternate fuel strategies here. You know, we saw McDonald came in for his splash dashes. I just saw Chris Hingston get incredibly sideways through the Scari, which is just going to allow Damien Jones to get that little bit closer as they approach the back of Kenny Simpson, who has made one of his stops but will effectively be a back marker. Steps out the way really quickly, doesn't upset those two boys that are running P4 and 5 right now, as Hingston runs well wide at Parabolica.
Yeah, he went in really early there, I think, just to get up the inside
underneath Kenny.
Underneath Simpson there. So yeah, really compromised his exit there, didn't it? Notably, because Jones just shows the nose there, but yeah, still doesn't hit. But look at the brakes on the Aston again. Rangers, but not see that time he didn't get balked by the BMW. It's just far enough back. Look at that, it's just got a nice one there. Still not up under the wing enough, is it, just to get him down into the second chicane here, though, J-Man?
Yeah, no, look, he's hanging tough, and I think this is just a big arm wrestle that I think, you know, if these guys don't do too much wrong, this will go on for the 100 minutes. And you know, this is what a sim racer signs up to. You know, he signs up to turn up and have someone on the battle as he got it going on, and hence why, yes, you do need to build another sim rig, Mr. Craig Stoneley. And get your butt back in here, mate.
Craig.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, those guys are going at it. Shane Fodderdo, he is just off the back of these guys. Obviously, we saw Allard Poole must have made a mistake, and he is just off the back of Shane. Jakey's still hanging in off the back of that battle. Lucas Saar doing a great job. He's just ranging up on... So, Sam Carson looking for an outside move, heading down to Ascari. I don't know if it's going to stick there.
Oh, no. Just
He'll look
can't.
for a switchback. Aztec's got the box seat for this battle. We've seen Damien Jones's Aston have a lot of punch down the chute. What has Sam Carston's Aston got? Can he get it up the inside, down into Parabolica? He's having a good look. Gets out of it.
Chance.
A little bit of a wiggle from the Ferrari on the exit.
Oh, it does. Just compromises his exit again as well.
Yep.
Has he got the grunt?
I don't reckon that Ferrari's probably got as much as the Aston down that front chute, although he's doing a great job.
He's doing a pretty good damn job of the brakes on that Aston Martin. Let's look at this. It's a helicopter picking him up.
Oh, he's wiggling under brakes as they approaching Kenny Simpson. He's a lap car.
Oh, no!
It's all wrong. He just got that wrong, so he's going to have to readjust that, and that'll be the benefactors of that will be Aztec and Ashley Vediga.
Absolutely, those guys. That's just to give me there. It's unfortunate stuff. We don't need to replay that. It was clear on screen. The boys just going at it. Just go for the over and under. Slightly bad timing, and bam, there you go, J-Man. Top racing though. These guys going at it.
Not sure what was said there, but there was certainly no readdress there, so I'm not sure what was said in channel. We're not privy to what's going on in the boys' race channel, but he's pressed on. He'll likely going to take his pain later, or I'm not sure. But anyway, that it was a close quarter battle that didn't quite go to plan there for those boys.
Absolutely. As we just see the benefactors of all that is Ashley Rediger, like you said, Licassar actually sandwiched in between the Ashley Rediger car and Aztec now sitting in 9th position, J-Man. Wow. Plenty going on. It is still, like, look, we got over an hour and 15, hour and 13 or 14 minutes to go.
There's a lot to play out here. As we just see Dave Zero's just cut a second out of that margin for Mark Mudray. He's got that down to 7.6 seconds from around 8.5 odd, a little bit more. So Dave Zero's pressing on with 49.9. He's just consistently banging 49s. Mark Mudray slipped into the 150.5s the last time around. Had actually bettered his marker from a 49.700 to a 49.6 the previous lap before that. So a little bit of ebb and flow from the front boys, but that battle will probably come down to a little bit of battle on pit road as well, who does a better job and who takes tyres and fuel at what time. So that'll be one to watch as this thing shakes out in the next hour and 13 minutes. But I've just picked up, you're looking at, is that looking up the road to B-Dog, is it?
Yeah, that's B-Dog, Ray Haggis, Bear Grylls.
Yeah, so Bear Grylls got the Red Bull Aston humming along quite nicely at the minute in P15. Sam Carson to pits. He's out of the pits, actually. Tricky pit exit for these guys tonight, Davo. We mentioned in night driver briefing, they must stay inside that control line all the way down to turn 1. They cannot cross that control line prematurely. Obviously, there's a little bit of tolerance for two tyres, but is that Haggis around?
That was Haggis around.
Just lost it on the curbs, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, good pick up there from our camera boys. And who was that was coming in hot to meet him?
I think that is John McDonald car. Is that the red BMW?
No, it was Vaughan Martin that turned up there next on the scene, So McDonald is the first of the guys to make his first stop, followed by Steve Wilkins, the next guy. Quite a bit of margin on track between those guys. Obviously, John's heading up to Ascari now, and Wilkins just coming out of the second of the Lesmos. So,
just picking up on the back of Alan Poole's car with Jake McKellar in the flaming Lamborghini, running down to T1, J-Man.
Yeah, right up and behind him, and yes, they are custom skins, Stoners. We sort of embarked on that. I think this might be our second run at custom skins in the last 12 months. So yeah, they do look really, really good. There's a lot of pressure there from Jakey on Allard now, isn't there, Davo?
Yeah. Now, Allard not with the nicest first third of the race or quarter of the race there. Jake McKellar
really sideways.
Do you see him just pushing the throttle on the way out there. Nice sideways out of there.
Yep.
Looked very well controlled, but it was well sideways.
Yeah, it was. Aztec doing a nice job up into P9 now, just sneaking his way up there. Ashley's got Lucas Sarr in between him and Aztec, obviously. But so that's a net gain. So where is? I'm just looking for Sam Carson. He did make a stop after that incident.
Yeah, he did make. Yep.
Brendan
so
Rolfe,
he's in 20th at the moment, and that is Aztec around and touches the wall, J-Man.
Oh, where was that? I missed that.
That is coming out of Asrnz, is it?
Oh, it was, mate. He picked up too much curb. How hard was the hit? Wasn't that hard?
No,
okay.
Yeah, just a light touch.
Yeah, Team Castrol, Steve-O's in there, currently sitting P20, has made one of his stops. Good to see Steve-O out there. He'll be comfy in his setup and he'll just go and punch the numbers he can. He's currently on a 52.4, best lap of a 51.7. As I say that, he has actually just lost it. Commentator's curse down at the first of the Lesmos. So I just cursed you there. My apologies, old mate. I shouldn't say this stuff, should I? Oh my God.
You want to see a replay?
Yeah, we might as well. I watched it once for me. Might as well do it again.
Oh, the camera guys missed it, so we'll pick it up now.
Oh, dear me. Me.
Oh, Stephen. Oh, no. He's just way overcorrected it.
Yeah, he's just it's caught up on.
Lucky there's plenty of room out there. Look at him just come ripping back on the track like he's on a quad bike. So,
oh, dear. Oh, dear. Never mind.
Never mind. Onwards
see what we can do for you if you come back stoners, mate. You can be out there on track. We can talk about you and make it all go horribly.
Oh, yeah. As blink of an eye.
Aztec decided to go to the pit lane after that incident.
Well, we already had the curse on him too. But yeah, we'll just pick up on Lucas Ashley Vediger just getting really tied up behind the Ferrari at the moment, J-Man.
Yeah, he's next in line, and I think Cash is. This race is coming to him. He's moving his way forward. He's currently sitting P10. Gets a nice line through Ascari there. He'll tuck up behind the wing of that Ferrari. Might not be close enough for Parabolica, but if he can size them up on the way out, we know how good those Asrnz are down the back chute or front chute.
Yeah, oh look, and under brakes into T1, amazing.
So, Ashley holds it tight, gets the power down.
The Ferrari looking fairly solid around Parabolica tonight though, so Lucas keeps it well in check and shoots off down the start-finish straight. Doesn't look like there's any pressure from that Aston at all, J-Man, that far back.
No.
Steve Wilson just coming out of Ascari, just on Bobby Laycock. Actually, Bobby Laycock in 15th at current.
Yeah, Wilk looking for an inside move down here.
Yeah, that's Parabolica, yes, out of Ascari into Parabolica. So nice work, Bobby. Just Bobby stepping aside there a little bit, letting Wilton through. Wilton recovering from a T1 accident, so done well. Back into 15th there now as the timing updates.
Yeah, and I just saw that timing update that Mudgie's pulled that back out to 8.5 seconds again. Yep. So it's just a little bit of ebb and flow between Dave and Mudgie there.
Yeah, I think, like I said, you know, the boys in some lap traffic now, so I think those lap times are going to ebb and flow anyway, as we just see Mudgie just round up Steve Melling actually.
Yep, Steve getting right out the way.
Yeah.
I got my eye in the background just on the Josh Vediger, Hingston, Damien Jones and Shane Fodado is actually just progressing his way towards that battle, that P4 and 5 from Hingston Jones. Jones fallen off the back a little bit from what he was off the back of Hingston, but that's typical of Enduro. These guys, not much separating them, and it's been this way the whole way.
Yeah.
John McDonald's still the first guy
Jack Bacallo in the pits
that's made his official pit stop, and he is lapping. Last lap round was a 49.9, so He's on the leaders' pace because both the
Yeah.
leaders at the moment lapping in the mid-50s.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
So,
So, okay, we've got Aztec. Aztec a long time in the pits, so he's done a full pit stop. And Jake
yep,
McKellar with a splash and dash. J-Man, both those boys just rolling out now.
yep.
Yeah. We're starting to see that.
I'm going to round those guys up right now. He's just going to come past them as he does right now. Lucas Vaughan Martin in the lane. Yeah, I think Steve-O did have the track map upside down there, Stoners, for sure. It would have been all over the place for a minute.
Stop.
Yeah.
Okay, Sam Carson. Who have we got going on here? Sam Carson, Jordan Moss. Who is that? That's actually the back marker of Mr. Davison there, actually.
Yeah, Phil in his career post, NZ inspired BMW.
Custom paint there.
Yep. Just looking. Lucas doing a full stop here. He's grabbed tyres and fuel, I think. So he'll be looking forward to a quick splash and dash at the back end as they just drop him off the jacks.
That's Vaughan Martin also in the pits there, J-Man, as well.
It was, him in as well. So John McDonald, first of the pit stoppers, made his way up to P10. Like I mentioned, did run a 49.9, actually backed it up the next lap with a 50.8, and then Mudgee went 49.6. So not quite in touch with the pace of the leaders consistently, but he has still got good pace. So he will play himself into when you see the likes of...
Well, it's still good mid-pack pace, isn't it, mate? You know, like, really...
Yeah, he's still quicker than the mid-packers.
Oh, high end? Yeah. Okay. So what are you saying? That'll put him in, what, that 5th, 6th, 7th bracket?
I think, he'll play him back into Damien Jones, Shane Fodderdo, 5th and 6th. I don't think it's quite Hingston, because Hingston's another 1.2 seconds up the road. It could do, depending on those guys' stops.
Okay. So we will be watching that space, J-Man, of course.
Brendan Rolfe's still doing a great job, mate.
Yes, so he's still smashing it out, keeping his nose very clean tonight. Brendan, getting plenty of coverage for all the right reasons.
Sam Carson, Jordan Moss, the two team cars, part of the 777 Motorsport group. Absolutely bumper to bumper down into turn 1 there. Both made their first official pit stops. So battle of the teammates there. Now, who did you pick up? Was that you picking up on Shane passing B-Dog, was it? Yeah,
Shane just getting past B-Dog there. Great spatial awareness there from B-Dog. Actually got out of the way very early, allowed the Audi down the inside. Look at the grunt of this Lexus though, J-Man.
Oh yeah, he'll wind him back in down the chute.
Oh, looked like he got up beside him nearly and then had to back out of it. So the Lexus with plenty of power around here.
So much grunt.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see that car next week.
Ashley Vettiger to the lane.
Ashley Vettiger in the pits. I think we got, who is this? Bobby Laycock, Jordan Moss, Sam Carson. So a couple of Astons and a Porsche there. Heading it down to the Parabolica. All very close actually, J-Man. As we see, so Jordan just ducks out to have a big look. Bobby lets him through. Sam wants a bit of that.
Yeah, Sam's coming through as well. The Porsche with good drive off the final turn. It's going to tuck him behind the wing. Not renowned for its straight line speed, but it's doing a pretty good job at the minute.
Yeah, totally.
Tucks in behind the Aston Martin's big wing there. So Ashley Vettiger, pretty quick stop, I would say. Not real sure about that one. I'm on the fence as to what he did there. I don't think it was a tyre. I think it was a gulp full of fuel.
It was a long gulp full of fuel.
Yeah, I don't think it was a tyre. I could be wrong. I'd be interested to see what the story there was.
Well, we won't know until the next stop, will we?
Lachlan Andrews, with just over an hour to go, has actually made both his official stops. He is 3 laps down, but that's him for the night. He can just press on home now.
Yep.
Still a lot to ask of fuel, and probably still a lot to ask of the tyre for around about an hour.
Yeah, well, still another 60 minutes to go, so that's a fair chunk of the race, J-Man. But in saying that, we did see John McDonald run the full 100 minutes last week at Bathurst.
Yeah, he did, and on a track that probably asked a lot of the tyre too.
Oh,
so
probably more than this, John. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so JB up to P9 at the moment, and you know, a lot of guys to stop in front of him: Bear Grylls, Aled Poole, Shane Fodderdo. Like I said, I'm really curious to see Jones, Fodderdo, Poole stop and what that does for John McDonald's race. Mark Mudgway got that margin out to 10.5 seconds now. I'm pretty sure lap traffic's going to play a big part of what we see with those deltas ebbing and flowing, but I did see it out as much as 11.5 seconds just before, so big wiggle for Mudgy, actually through a scurry, so he's still pressing on pretty hard. So who's that? So that's, I'm just looking as that's, I'm just trying to work out who's tucked in behind. No, it must be a lap car who was tucked in behind Jakey in P11, but it must be a lap car. Ashley Vertiger's come out of that pit stop P16. He has got Rusty Shackelford next in tow. So Rusty Shackelford on the comeback trail after that lap 1 incident. Kenny Simpson's back in the pit, so this will be Kenny done for the night as far as pit stops. This is his final stop, so that'll be interesting for Kenny. He's got a long run home.
Yep, that'll be his second.
So who's that? That's Chris Hingston, right up behind Josh Vertigo, right up behind him. So something's happened there, and he is right there in the fight, as is Damien Jones, not too far away, as we see Aled Poole into the lane.
So yeah, one of the heavy hitters, Aled, into the pits. Like you mentioned,
probably the first of those top 10 guys at the moment that decided to go, and I've just got my eyes on him to see what sort of stop this is.
And we just see Rediger and Hingston come up behind. I think it is freaking Lachlan Andrews in one of the other back marker BMWs.
Yeah, who's made with his stops.
Yeah.
Yep. So I can tell you now, Aled Poole has definitely gone in for a tyre, Davo.
Yeah, so they've snuck past. Also, Damien Jones looking to make a pass on Andrews as well. Yes, we see that acid scream past under the bridge. Nicely done.
Oh, Hingston had a big loose. He's going to get wound. He's going to get passed here by Damien Jones. He was so lucky to save that. I don't know how he did that. It was a great piece of driving.
Yeah, let's get a replay on that one, ladies
and gentlemen. That was a huge lose for Ascari. So net gain to Damien Jones as we go to a replay to catch that slide.
Ooh, they might have missed it, actually, I think.
Yeah, maybe it has. Yeah, I think. Yeah, just caught the tail end of it, mate, as he drove out and he was past. But I can tell you what, it was a hell of a save.
Scary stuff from Hingston, and losing a position just as he was starting to gain on Rediger, loses the position to Jones. So
yeah, as we just see Lachlan Andrews just get out the way there for the...
It's ramping up, yes, Andrews
front
again.
Boys.
Yep, so I think it would have been Fodderdo and John McDonald that would have wanted to sneak past then. Is McDonald up that close? No, he's not, so it's Fodderdo he's letting pass.
Yeah, it was Shano that went through there. He just got out the way as Bear Grylls comes into the lane.
Yep. Yeah, so yeah, that's right. Here we go. John McDonald just over the start-finish line. J-Man down the start-finish straight. So he has done one stop. Is it for John McDonald? Yes.
Yeah, he has, and he's actually in a good position. Obviously, he's a guy this time round, he's got to take a set of tyres and a big gulp of fuel the next one, so he's going to be stationary for a lot longer. However, you know, he's actually made good gains with the space that he's had since his pit stop. He did have a relatively good amount of clean air, and last lap round he's back into the 49-second bracket. So he was, out of the top 10 cars, was the fastest car on track.
Yeah.
So he made a good half a second on Shane, a tenth or so on the next guys, and certainly made nearly 3/4 of a second on Josh Vettiger, actually. So John's going to play himself into that fight with Damian Jones and Chris Hingston, definitely, as Shane Potato in the lane. So we'll get to see where it places him now.
Okay, cameras focused on Lucas Saar being off the track at least twice in the back half of his lap, so I'm not sure what's going on there with Lucas.
Oh, we just seen him go off again. Did he grab the wall of the Ascari? No, he missed it, but he was bloody close.
It, didn't he? Yeah. So just keep an eye on that. As we see Shane Friday, Lucas almost looked like he wanted to go in the pits. Said Shano in the pits for a while, so that's the full compliment.
Definitely a tyre stop there for Shano. So that's going to throw him out of sync with John McDonald until later in the race, because we saw John McDonald has actually come back into the lane. So this is John's final stop. So John's
McDonald in already.
Yeah, and this is his final stop. So what that tells you is John did the splash and dash first, Shane did the tyre, and they're in the pits at the same time. So at the back end of this race is going to be close.
Shane's got a pit again.
He does, but what you got to remember is he's going to create a big gain now on John, and then come back to him. So because Shane's only got to stop for 3 seconds at the back end, whereas John's going to sit there for 38 seconds.
At the moment, So we love this stuff, J-Man. As we see more guys rolling into the pits, I think that's Sam Carson. Thank you again, all our YouTube viewers, as we go through our pit stops. Dave Zero into the pits.
Oh, incredibly slow. He stopped the car. He stopped in pit lane.
Unbelievable. What is going on?
So that is going to take, I would say, what was the margin back to Joshua? Because that was a terrible entry from Dave. He's had some sort of technical issues go on there.
No, not good. Not good, J-Man. Not good. As we just watched that car. But, yes, as I was going to mention, you have joined us for the Back Pain 2023 GT3 Series for Asrnz, brought to you by Outdoor Effects, brought to you by ABC Tech for all our internet connections, and SJS Superior Joint Sealing, and GoBro Racing. So thanks for joining us. Click the button, subscribe, like, and all that stuff. Don't miss us every Thursday night. J-Man, terrible stop for Dave Zero there. What's going on? What happened there, you think?
I'm not sure, but Steve Melling's just taken his second stop, which was effectively his splash and dash. So he's actually come out, having given his 2-stop behind Dave Zero. Obviously, Dave Zero probably a lap up on Steve-O anyway. But, Steve-O done for the night as far as pit stops. Sam Carson done for the night as far as pit stops. What else can I tell you?
John McDonald done for pit stops. Who else have we got there? I think it was Lachlan Andrews, Kenny Simpson also done for pit stops. Sam Carson. Yes. So.
Lucas Saar done for pit stops.
It's all happening.
It is all happening. So I think looking up the road, Mudgee to pit lane. Guy's got a bad track record for stop go 30, so hopefully he's got this one right. Hingston in the lane is also.
We're going to watch it, Mudgee, just to see how you go here, brother. Try not to comment. We'll comment if you get it 30 seconds. Okay, so that is also Hingston just rolling in behind him. There was someone else there, Philip Davison, also in. So long stop for Mudgee.
Yeah, Mudgee taking his pain now, and he'll have a splash and dash at the back end.
Hingston a little bit slow onto his spot there. No, it looked very clean, Joe, man.
I'm just going to look out the back of Mudgee as he exits the pit
conservative.
lane. There's a Mudgee nice and clean, got one of his stops done, comes out in fresh air. Don't cut the blend line, Mudgee.
Professional, this guy. There won't
He
be any
knows what's
cutting.
going on.
There won't be any cutting of the blend line there, I would say, my friend.
Who's he come out in front of? Ray Haggis.
Is that Ray Haggis? Yes, it is the white at the Martini car, J-Man.
Yep.
So
Mudgee,
nice work from Mudgee.
Mudgee comes out in P3. I'll be looking forward to seeing... So Steve Wilton in the lane as well. So this will be the second of his stops.
We've got Bobby Laycock in as well.
Yep.
In the Porsche.
So Damien Jones. I wonder if Damien's going to go now.
Shackelford in. Okay, Jones coming around. Yes, J-Man. Good call, mate.
Yep.
Nice.
Get it arrested. Oh, he was very, very quick in there.
He had it nice and straight, but it was late.
It was very, very late, mate. He'll be looking for a net gain here as he goes past. Rusty Shackelford's still stationary on the blocks.
Yep. So obviously, he is clearly doing his tyre stop now. This is the first for Damien Jones, so it'll be interesting which way he plays this strategy.
And does Mark Mudgee do the back-to-back here? We saw this in previous Enduros where they go out, they grab their fuel, and then they come back
and hit it again. That's
hit it
right.
again.
Yeah.
No, Mudgee carries on.
So Mudgee and back past.
Yep, Ray Haggis in the lane again. So he is coming for his...
No, that's his first, I think, isn't
first
it?
stop. Yeah.
I think it is, actually.
Damien Jones about to head out. Where does Damien Jones come out in relation to Shane? Shane's just rounded up Steve Melling Parabolica, and Damien Jones is on his way out. So here he comes. I'm going to get a reverse cam personally, see what's happening. Oh, he's got Hingston just rounded him up. Yeah, Hingston's just rounded him up. So that battle is back to where it was, Davo.
Yeah.
Hence, but a little bit closer now.
Yeah, so Hingston with, I think it's Jordan Moss behind him.
Snakey in the pit lane, Haggis leaving.
Shane Frodo. Jake on his way out. Jake, so Jake, he wasn't that long. He was in the pits either, so that's a fairly short space of time.
He might have just grabbed his 3 seconds.
Oh, he backed up. He backed up then.
Did he?
Did you see that? No. Yes. He had the car in reverse, went back at least one car spot before rolling forward.
Okay.
So big mistake there. Rookie mistake from Jake McKellar. Keeps the pit limiter on, so no penalty, J-Man. Lucky boy there.
Yeah, he did well. He did well. So
Josh Vediger in the pits. Sorry, J-Man.
You're right. Yeah, that was a splash and dash. Yeah?
Yep.
I think. So Josh, you're going to take his tyres and his fuel dump at the back end. And Mark Mudgee's rounded him up to, I believe, probably take that top spot again, has he?
Yes, he has, J-Man, absolutely. As he runs out of the T1 complex.
So that definitely, with that poor stop from Dave Zero, saw Josh Vediger take that second position. No, it did not, sorry. Dave Zero did get through still, just.
Yeah, Dave Zero through.
Yep.
That is, I think that's Aztec. He's just taken up with the back marker there. But Dave Zero through still in front of Josh Vediger, I suspect. Is that right?
Yeah, so Steve
the
Melling
hasn't gotten on this yet, so...
Steve Melling's engaged in a legit fight with Kenny Simpson, I believe, because those boys are both fueled and tired for home.
Yeah, as we just see, also a couple of Asrnz there of Damien Jones, I think it is, and Jordan Moss going at
Yes.
it. Now, I think Moss is sort of out of position a little bit. Very sideways, though. Whether he's out of position or not, super sideways. Damien Jones chasing that car down. Has been at the pointy end of the field, you know, or thereabouts, hasn't he, for most of the race? J-Man from Jones,
so I think that's a net gain for Jordan, because I thought at the pit stops that Damien was ahead of Jordan anyway. So
yeah,
whether
for
there's
sure.
a fuel disparity there between what the guys have taken on in that stop, or what, I'm not sure what the story was, but that's a good net gain for Jordan. He's done a great job there.
Yeah, so both with only one pit stop under their belt, so it'll be interesting. Just Damien get out of this now. Almost looks like Jordan might be holding him up a little bit. At least, if nothing else, it's distracting him from heading. Do one of them get out of it? No, they don't. That is Shane Fronto, just tucked in behind that battle. Bird's eye view of this, mate. So for Shane.
Yeah, 100%. So John McDonald, the first of the stoppers to make 2 stops. I still think this is going to play out, because we know we have got some guys, the likes of Josh Vediger has to take, unless he's not going for a tyre this round, but he's got a big gulp of fuel coming.
Oh, at least, yeah.
So Hinkston doing a great job too that last round, because Jarks came out right behind him. Obviously Jordan's got in the mix there as well. Shane's ranging up on the back of Jarks as well. So that battle's heating up. Lachlan Andrews to pits. No, gone. Lockie has called it a night. That's unfortunate. Oh, Lucas Saar having a bit of a big run on there at turn 1.
So yeah, Lucas struggling towards the end of this race a little bit. I've seen that Ferrari off track a little bit off and on over the last few laps. As we just see, I think is that Kenny out of sync there.
Armour on Bear Grylls. Look at outside move through turn 3, heading down to the first chicane. Second chicane, does a great job. Bear actually gets out of it.
Yeah, let's see too. That is B-Dog actually just ranging up behind Bear Grylls too. So we just want to see how Brennan attacks the back of Bear Grylls' car. We know that Lexus has been quick tonight. And yeah, Brennan's in some nice form. So
Damien Jones in the lane. He did what you said. He's getting out of it.
Yeah, it looked like he was just getting held up there a little bit, and they're definitely out of sync. It'd be interesting to see whether they took 2 different, fuel loads and tyre strategy, like pit strategies between them in their first pit stops. And it's like someone's out of sync there. I just thought.
Yeah. So John McDonald just rounded up Ashley Vediger. For P9, there's a pit stop difference between those 2 cars. John's just coming out of Parabolica now. Damien Jones just coming off the jacks. So John definitely rounding up Jarks there as he comes past him as Jarks is sitting in the lane here. So John rounds up Damien Jones. So good net gain there for John on his strategy. I still believe Damien's still fighting with Jordan and Shane, and Chris for that matter too.
Hinkston.
It sort of does indicate that John McDonald is playing himself into a potential 4th position at this point.
Yeah, it's 4th, 5th or 6th there, yeah, for sure, J-Man. So we just see Brennan, he's ranged up on the back of Bear Grylls in half a lap. I can't believe the power of this
B-Dog's just doing an amazing job tonight.
The top end power of it is incredible. He's getting out of it. Like it's rubber banding up behind these cars so quickly. He's got to get out of it.
He's going to rip the Bear up here.
It's unbelievable. Look at it. Up at the revs in the high gears, unbelievably quick. See him as he heads up to the Parabolica here. Now get up to the Lesbos here and just watch.
If he can Oh, he's just run a little bit wide, just coming out of the first of the Lesmos. But if he can get himself close enough through Ascari,
So
it'll have enough down the chute.
you'll see the run here, just even this run down here. It just ranges right up in the top of the top end there. So quick, top end wise. So just watch him here. Now this is where he just caught Bear Grylls the lap before. He'd only just caught up to him. He's followed him a lap now. Has Bear got the pace to stay in front of him? He might have, J-Man.
Yeah, Bear did a great job through Ascari there, and B-Dog probably matched him. He needed to probably gain. You can see the difference heading up to Parabolica though. B-Dog holds a tighter line.
Oh, very nice tight line. And
he comes out of here.
He's definitely got the punch out of this. He'll get up under the wing of that and very quickly take advantage of that aero. And
look at that.
Unbelievable. They've only just got to cast the start-finish line. He's up beside him.
Yep.
Yeah,
you just got to pull it up down here.
He's just got to pull it up. True.
Nothing Bear can do about that.
No.
Beautiful pass.
So, seriously, 101, super clean pass, and the grunt of the Lexus really just opened the door for B-Dog there. Awesome stuff, J-Man, to watch.
Yep. So I'm just watching the front boys. They're still pressing on.
So who we got in? Who did we lose? Was it Lockie Andrews? No. Did you say we lost someone there earlier?
Yeah, we've lost Lachlan Andrews as a retirement. First retirement out of 26 cars for the night. So we've still got 25 cars running. Phil Davison currently running P25. So Jordan Moss in the lane.
Jordan Moss.
So he'll be fighting against John McDonald. I think will comfortably get Jordan. This should be a splash and dash for Jordan if I've got it right. Or maybe he's there because he only took a...
I reckon he's going to do the long stop.
This might be the long stop.
Yeah.
Because he all of a sudden appeared there, didn't he?
Yeah. I think they were out of sync, yeah. And I reckon Damien took his long stop first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
you're correct, because Damien's coming out of Parabolica now.
Yeah. And that looks like
Ashley Vediger to the lane.
Yeah, it is the Vediger car coming in, or one of the Vediger cars, Ashley Vediger, and it's that looks like Aztec. Ray Haggis, yes, in the white Martini car. Also rolling into the pits here. So, J-Man, still half an hour before this pit lane stops, closes, should I say.
Still 38 minutes to the end of the race, so still plenty to play for.
Yeah, and probably half the field hasn't completed their full pit complement yet, or their full compulsory pit stop complement. So, plenty to play for still. As we see, that is Brendan Rolfe having another crack at Bear Grylls. Bear Grylls had clearly got past him. We let him go for one lap, J-Man, and it's on again, and look at it this time. Awesome.
Just the sheer pace again of that Lexus is, when they're in that peak power zone, it's got it.
Yeah, the drag, you can't beat it in a drag race. Look at it. So,
Ashley Vediger out of the lane. He's now completed his stops for the night as he slots out and around P16, I believe, somewhere around that. So,
let's just watch that update there. So, what have we got? We got Josh Vediger, Chris Hingston, Shane Fodado, Alan Poole, Brendan Rolfe, Bear Grylls, Adam Falconer, and Aztec to still make their final pit stops. J-Man with 30 minutes to go still.
Yeah, so John McDonald got potential positions to make here over, I still think, Alan Poole, Shane Fodado, and potentially Chris Hingston. I think Joshy might be a reach too far because he's another 4.5 seconds up the road from Chris. But
in another postcode,
But Mudgie's in another postcode.
Yeah, we're used to that, aren't we? But, as we just see Brendan Rolfe in the pits, pulls it up nicely.
Yeah, so this will be the final stop for B-Dog.
Yep.
of what has been a really, really good night for B-Dog in the Lexus. He's done a great job.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Races out of the AM category.
Yeah, and just been smashing his way through the field. Plenty of passing. Really got a grip on that that Lexus tonight, J-Man. Good, nice to watch. Nice to watch. He's been smashing it out. Plenty of passing.
Yeah, so something else to think about too. I've just quietly watched Steve Wilton make his way. He's the third guy on track that's made his green stops. He's currently sitting in P9. He's racing in a championship against the likes of Steve Melling, who is currently sitting in P20. Made both his stops as well. So big net gain for Steve Wilton here tonight. Did miss a round a couple of rounds ago.
Yep. Yeah. Missed yeah, it was Paul Card, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So looking towards, so he's doing a great job, and I'm not sure looking at Wilton. I'm just trying to see what the margin is. It just rounds up Bobby Laycock. Steve Wilton's some 7 points. Oh no, he's a lap down on Damien Jones, so it potentially may be as far up as he goes.
Yep. Now remembering he was got caught up in a lap one incident as well. So, but I think all the cars that did get tangled up in that lap one incident cleared very quickly, so that the boys didn't lose. But, you know, Farmer probably lost the most out of it, but everybody sort of only lost a few positions, and the field cleared fairly quickly. So. But still in a good position, J-Man, and completed both his pit stops. So, in good stead there with, like a whole bunch of guys in front of him still to pit.
Yep.
So, good recovery. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's a great recovery. It is a great recovery.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Adam Faulkner in the lane to take his final stop of the night.
So we didn't catch Adam's first pit stop, so we'll just try and just pick up on his little bit of the first stop. Look how grubby that car is. You can see how many kilometres it's done out on track, rubber all down the side of it. That is a quick stop, J-Man.
Yeah, that's definitely the splash and dash, that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Without a doubt, mates.
And so that just bumped Steve-O up a couple of places, because he's just rounded him up as well. So that, I think, so it's definitely, where's Aztec? It's up the road. Stephen Melling. Where is Kenny Simpson? So Kenny's taken a bit of a hit there, because he was battling with Steve Melling, and he's back down in P24. So something happened to Kenny. I was just trying to look at the car, see what sort of condition it is, and it looks pretty good. So Carso and Jordan Moss, we spoke about Jordan Moss with that pit stop sequence, was probably out of sequence when he was battling against Damien Jones. But he is still battling with Jordan Moss, the team car, with Jake McKellar not that far behind them.
Yeah, they've been going at it pretty hard, actually. Just,
they have.
Watching the body language on these cars, and these guys are pushing hard. Sister cars, but it's race time. There's no team orders. It's go hard, boys, or go home. So yeah, these guys going hard. Awesome stop.
So just looking at the lap times, day 0 was the quickest round out of the front 4. Last lap round with a 49.9 plays Mark Mudro's 50.4. So got a bit of margin. Mudgy's obviously got plenty to work with. I think the last time I looked, he might have had 18 seconds or something. I'll get an update on my leaderboard shortly. I know Josh Vertiger's around 5 seconds behind Dave 0, I can tell you that much. And so 16.5 seconds is the margin from Mudgy to...
Yeah, there you go. So, and Dave 0 still holding the fastest lap time too, J-Man. So he's got that Aston wound up tonight, hasn't he?
Yeah, that 49.460 just never never got beaten. Josh came close on a 49.5. Mudgy came close on a 49.6, but that yeah, that set the precedent pretty early on that lap.
Yeah, didn't it what? As we just continue to watch out of the back of Jordan Moss's car and Sam Carthen, these boys, just next level shit, guys. Great to watch. I'm sure they're enjoying every second of it.
Yeah, and he's got that thing tucked up under the wing out of Parabolica this lap around. So got the same equipment, so I don't suspect there'll be a lot in it, but he has got the draft.
And I've only just started to get my head around your guys' paint schemes too. This is only the second last race of the season. But
Mossy's got the black bonnet car, so he's got the black boot.
Yeah, gold back, gold front. I'm onto it. I got this.
Right, who's that? That's Mudgeway's caught up to Jakey, who's actually just stepped aside to let him go.
Yeah. Now we did see that. It's in behind that battle that we were just watching there, J-Man, and we could see that sort of coming up in the background. But yeah, McKellar clearly getting out of the road, stepping aside for the lead BMW there, the Vegemite car of Mark Mudgeway. J-Man just has dominated this race, like slipped through little altercation there in lap 1 and just really hasn't looked back, has he? Just not set a foot wrong. I just dare not say too much.
well, to be honest, he's quite experienced in being involved in those battles, unfortunately. But he's done a great job tonight. He just stayed well clear of it, checked out. Was kind of, I think, early in the piece. We saw him with 3.5 seconds real early in the piece because of a mistake, potentially, I think, from Chris Hinkston, I think it was, early in the piece. So, and he's just never looked back. We saw Dave Zero round up Chris and press forward and put a bit of pressure on, but I think the margin was already made. So Mudgy's probably been able to drive within himself for the last hour, you could say.
Yeah.
So just picking up, who's that tucked in behind? Is that Vaughan Martin? No, it wasn't Vaughan. So just trying to pick up, was it Ray Haggis?
Ray Haggis is underneath the back of Rusty Shackelford and up beside him into the Parabolica. That is tight.
Yeah, let that steering open up and tuck in behind him down the back, the front chute here. But Shackelford getting a better run out of there. This is P14 and 15, guys.
Yeah. And we still have, what have we got? 28.5 minutes to go, J-Man. We've got about little over 20 minutes in the for the pit when they're close. But what have we got left? 6 drivers: Josh Rediger, Hingston, Guardado, Alan Poole, and Aztec still yet to complete their compulsory pit stops. J-Man.
Yeah, I think maybe Bear Grylls too. Bear Grylls still in there. Got to make his final stop.
Oh yes, Bear Grylls. Excuse me.
And then I think that's your field. I think everybody else is completed. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. There's still 21 minutes of pit transit time available to these guys, and it'll be interesting to see. I believe Josh is the guy that has to take the longest stop if he's choosing to change the tyres with 21 minutes to go. So I think Dave Zero took his pain. I think definitely Mudgy took his. Definitely know Shane took his. So it'll be interesting to see just how that shuffles out.
Yep.
And don't forget about John McDonald.
I knew you were going to say that, Chris.
Yeah, he's in there.
He's sitting there, isn't he? Like right in the pool, mate. So yeah. So we are just waiting, aren't we, J-Man? Come on, guys. We want to see this last stint. Oh, you can just see that is Jordan Moss blast past Bear Grylls to put him in between himself and Sam Carthen. Just the sound of those things as he roars past Bear Grylls into one. Bloody spectacular. We love this stuff. ACC at its best, ladies and gentlemen. And such a competitive field here, J-Man. Look, anybody sitting in that top 10, even out of 25, 26 cars here, is doing really well. This is quick stuff. Qualifying, mate, if you were half a second off the leader, you were out of the top 10.
Yeah, 100%. And so Bear Grylls got no blue flags here because he's effectively still on the lead
position, lap. Yeah. So these boys, and he's out of sync, so these boys want to go fast.
He wants them to go, though. He doesn't want any part of it.
No, as he just moves across for Carson, lets him rip through underneath the bridges there. That is Mark Mudgeway, mind you, J-Man. You can see that Vegemite car just hovering in the background, the headlights on. He'll want to come through next.
Yeah, does he take a pit stop now? Is there too much traffic in front of him? Does he call it?
We got Falconer in the pits.
Yeah, I'd get out of this if I was Mudgy. It's just too much risk in front. He's got big margin. He's got 17 seconds. Make the pit stop.
Why is Falconer in the pits? He's done his stops.
Oh, yeah, no, don't go behind me yet. No. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay. Bear Grylls in as well.
It's unscheduled, whatever it is.
Yeah, so Bear Grylls, that is scheduled. He's got to get out of that. He's doing his final compulsory pit stop.
Josh into the lane. No, he faked it. I thought he was gone.
He faked it. He faked it? There's no one with him.
No, there's not, but it just...
So he's only faking it to you and me then.
Well, he was, mate. You know the deal, mate. He's trying
to trick us. So, yeah, Joshy, what did he do? Look, these guys are going to come in soon. They've got still 17 minutes to go. And we see some of this stuff again. We've even seen guys miss it by, like, literally a few seconds.
B-Dog at Bathurst.
So it is easily done, surprisingly enough, especially on a long lap, so like Bathurst. So, 24 minutes to go in the race. There's about 7.5 minutes to go before the pit window closes. So Joshy, he's won. We've got Mudgy. We've got Dave Zero, Rediger, Hingston, Faraday, and Poole. One more, Aztec, also to come in.
Yeah, I didn't see Aztec needed to stop there.
So that's seven out of the 25 cars. So it's like nearly a third of the field there. Pretty well, a third of the field. Still to make their final pit stop, J-Man. Anything can happen up the top here. Falconer's still in the pits, J-Man. Something has gone wrong there.
Yeah, something has gone wrong there.
Maybe he needed to have a pits and he's gone.
He's done a Greg Murphy, 5 minutes.
Yeah, I can't hold it any longer, Captain. Dearie me. That's unfortunate for Falconer as he just slowly drops down through the field. As we pick up one lost in Shackleford. Okay. What is going to happen here? Who are we watching here? Let's go through the field. Mark Mudgeway. Dominating. What have we got? He's about, 20 seconds out?
16.9, nearly 17 seconds up the road.
Dave Zero. Looking solid tonight in that. And he called it early. He said this thing will do 8s. It can do it. So
Yeah, he's confident, definitely.
Yeah, he knew it could get into the 48s, and he's right up there showing us how to do it. Josh Rediger in third. We didn't think he'd be up, mate. Pre-race, did you think this car would be up here? I didn't. It didn't look quick.
Yeah, we spoke about, that he'd work it out.
And we knew he'd work it out.
But, certainly the early times sort of showed that he was battling away through what was maybe a little bit of engineering or something. But he's definitely got the car in the window now because he's the fastest out of the front three the last lap around. He was the only guy in the front three in the 49s.
In the 49s, yeah, nice. Hingston in fourth. Good solid race from Hingston. Just no mucking around again. He is the most winning driver in the Endurance Series at the moment.
Had the biggest save at Ascari tonight.
Big save. Don't be missed. Shane Faraday in fifth. Alan Poole in sixth. John McDonald, just watch that guy, the wolf the sheep's clothing at the moment in 7th. Damien Jones in 8th, doing a cracking job. Awesome recovery. Excuse me while I belch.
You're right.
Steve Wilton, recovery of the night so far, was still with plenty of guys in front of him to pit. And Jordan Moss, mate, in 10th position. Again, with plenty of people to pit in front of him. Awesome stuff. What are your predictions, mate? What are you thinking? What are your thoughts, Jamie?
So for me, I think as far as the top 10, I think you're going to see Damien Jones and John McDonald both make 2 to 3 places in the final stages of this race. Yep. I think you'll see from Steve Wilton back pretty status quo. Obviously, we have got, I think maybe Aztec still got to pit, so you're going to see a little bit of a shuffle there from Bear Grylls, Steve Malling and Brendan Rolfe in respect to those positions there. Outside of that, I think anything else will have to be earned on track. So maybe not a lot of change. Not a lot of change from about, probably certainly 10th back other than Aztec, and certainly anything's in the win for P 4, 5 and 6 right now with John McDonald and Damien Jones, I believe, on the preferred strategy at the minute.
Yep. And you can see them moving at least into 4th or 5th or such. So
Yep.
Okay. As we wind down, J-Man, 13 minutes to go before pit stop window closes.
Who's going to go first? It's not Mark Madry because he's carried on.
It's always, there's no way.
As Mudgy just drops into the thing. Dave's holding it, or he was holding a shallow line before he got sideways at Parabolica.
He's still going.
Yeah. Joshy's making inroads into Dave Zero too, I might add.
See how Joshy likes that inside.
Yeah, well, he's got to be careful. It was classified out of bounds, so you don't want to be 4 wheels out of there.
Yeah. Oh, mate, yeah, Hickston does it as well.
Yep.
Sort of straight lines that little kink in their road. Shane through. So look how close these guys are.
They have closed up.
Yeah. So Alan Poole he's back from Shane. So
yeah, he's just rounded up Bear Grylls.
Yeah, 1st and 5th are pretty close.
Here comes Alan. Here comes Alan.
Alan's in.
Gets it down to 49 right on the button. So where is John McDonald? John McDonald has already rounded him up.
Yeah.
Where's Damien Jones? Damien Jones is coming out of Parabolica.
Oh, he's not that far behind. Yeah.
So where is Alan? He's on the jacks. Shut it down. There goes Damien Jones. Who else is anyone at? Where's Steve Wilton? Steve Wilton's going to grab Alan here.
Alan, off the jacks, but that was a very long, short stop, mate.
Yep, so Steve Wilton gains a place. Steve Wilton looking for P8 right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, mate.
Bam, there you go. As we just watched that data all update there, viewers, you'll see Wilton, Jones, and McDonald's already moved up because he's gone across the line there. So yeah,
so
nice work from the boys.
Moss just watched Alan Poole go through the first chicane, so no mistakes needed from Alan Poole, because otherwise Jordan Moss in 10th position's got him eyed up as well. So
yeah.
So John McDonald already up to P6. Remembering that Shane Fodderdo is only I think maybe, how far up the road is he? Oh, he's just gone past pit entry.
Yeah, he's a good.
Josh Vertiger in the pits, Mark Madry in the pits. We missed that. Mark Madry on his way out. Josh Vertiger just dropped off the jacks. Where is John McDonald? No, he's coming down a Parabolica.
Mudgy's going to be fine. It's Joshy we want to check out.
Yeah, Josh will be safe, I think. Yeah, John's just exiting Parabolica now. Josh, he's just about at the control line.
Yeah.
It's tightened up. You can see him exiting the pit lane. Certainly tightened up. So John's definitely in the box seat. He's definitely in the box seat for 4th. Yeah, big gain there for John McDonald on what would probably be deemed the preferred strategy. So that leaves Dave Zero out in the lead of this race with 9 minutes 45 to go.
That theoretically puts him in fourth, doesn't it? If he's sitting in behind Josh.
It should do. Yes, it should do. Because I believe you'll get Shane. Will he get Hankston? Ooh. We'll find out really shortly.
That we will, viewers. It's key.
So the time multiplier tonight, Stoners, is on 1. So we've kept that status quo. So not likely going to see too much fall off, although it is, what's the time? It's 3:30. We're probably at the optimum peak part of the day temperature. So it's probably status quo for the rest of the race. Where is Shane?
I don't know.
Shane
Past
goes
the
by.
pit lane, yes.
Oh, Dave Zero's in the pits.
Quick stop.
John McDonald is coming down towards Parabolica. Joshy, where's Joshy? Joshy be the next guy. Oh, it might be close between Josh and Dave Zero. It will be close. Dave's on the gas now, accelerating.
Yeah, no, he's got him easy.
He has got him.
Yeah,
he has got him, but
easy.
you watch that margin soak up with Dave having to take a shallower line into 1. Josh coming in hot. I tell you what, it has tightened up at the top end of town.
Yeah, so Josh Rediger, and see, McDonald hasn't been able to keep up with Rediger there. He was right up behind him there before as well, so he's dropped back a little bit. I wonder whether Rediger will just round up Zero. He's still got 14 and a half minutes to go, J-Man.
Yeah, look, the fight's not done. There's still plenty of time left to get this last phase of the race in, and you've got somebody like John McDonald who's been on his tyre a hell of a lot longer than some of these other boys. So
So the one he will be watching out for will be Damien Jones, who is just coming through the second chicane. So McDonald,
big slide into Parabolica.
So yeah, McDonald with plenty of gain on Damien, but that it will whittle away, no doubt, over 13 minutes. Higston running across the line, staying out for another lap.
Yeah, and he's going to have pressure from Shane, you see. Yeah. So
these guys are going to stretch it. Aztec still stretching. His pit stop out. Sitting in 15 at the moment. I think that might be the Zero car. Actually, Aztec in to the pits now. Bonnet that car a little bit up. Yeah, bonnet of that car up slightly, and that was just as Dave Zero just swung round in behind him out of the Parabolica. So yeah, good timing from Aztec just to get out of that battle and let Zero through. You can see Zero, and that's Josh Rediger. I reckon Josh Rediger's made a gain on him already. And
so it was a Kevin got the updated time, but Joshy just went through on a 150. Dave Zero's time didn't update, so it was a 222, which wouldn't be correct.
Because he was in the pits.
Yeah, he was in the pits.
Yeah. So
I've got my eyes on Chris Hingston. I'm expecting with 5.5 minutes to go. These guys only got a couple more laps to make this stop. When do they go? He's holding a tight line through Parabolica. Is this the lap? Floats it out wide. Not going this lap. What about Shane-O? Shane's not going this lap either.
He's chasing him, eh?
He is chasing him.
Yeah.
So 50.4 plays a 50.6 for Shane and Chris.
So 150s, they've got 5 minutes to go, mate. They've got 2 laps to do it in.
They have got 2 laps.
Yeah.
I want to see what Dave Zero's time is here versus Joshy's.
Yeah, so this is the first benchmark between Zero and Rediger.
50.3 for Dave
Here we
Zero.
go.
And a 50.4 for Josh. So Dave
Okay,
Zero
yeah.
got a 10th in it.
Yeah, definitely got a 10th on him there.
And a 51 for John. So John's tyres have gone away now.
Yeah, the car looks like it. You can just see it in the body language, and that's why I'm saying that. I know he's got this full straightaway. Just looking at that now. That's Damien Jones coming out of Parabolico there on camera now. And he'll be watching that car. He'll be watching those gaps, won't he, J-Man?
Yeah, we basically mirrored JB's time that time around. But I'll tell you what just happened up front was Hingston probably got a little bit balked by Bobby Laycock there in sector 1. Fodderdo's still got to round him up, but if he times this correctly and does his pit stop this lap, if he doesn't get held up by Bob through here through Ascari, we'll see. Bobby gets a blue flag. He's probably going to hold that right-hand line. Shano's going to go to the left. Yeah, Bobby Laycock needs to lift down the end of the chute here.
As he will, but yeah.
He does.
Allows Shane to take the optimum line.
Does Hingston go? No, he doesn't. Does Shano go?
I don't think Shane will go after that lap. I think he'll want another fast lap after that just to try and gain something from these guys pushing so hard, J-Man, these lap times. Even with the traffic there, last lap 50.7 for Faraday, you know?
Yeah, at 50.7 for Hingston as well.
Yeah,
and at 50.0 for Mudgee.
So right at the end of the race here, we're within the last 10 minutes of the race, and these guys pushing really hard still.
50.7, 50.7 for Dave Zero and Josh Vediger. These guys are all mirroring the times. The only guy that wasn't that went quicker was Mark Mudgee.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6/10 of a
and nearly did a 49. Yeah.
Oh, so what was that? Was that Dave Zero running through on the front? No, who was that?
I don't think Zero's...
No, I'm not sure who that was. No, I'm not sure who that was.
Yeah, so as mirroring times here, guys. Super fast from all of these boys.
Brendan Rolfe back in the pits. What's going on there? He's gone back to the pit lane. He got a drive through. Brendan Rolfe got a drive through. So all that good work.
Unfortunate for Brendan. Awesome racing tonight from Brendan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's really had his a grip on that Lexus, I tell ya.
So this is it. These guys have to go this lap because there's only a minute 40 left to go before. So got to go.
Shane's in.
But just Chris in.
Hingston.
Got it down. Shane, does he get it down to speed? Yeah. Beautifully. I think maybe a little net gain there to Shane Fodderdo. As we see Mark Mudgee just whistle on by for the lead of this race. Where is Dave Zero? He's coming into Parabolica. Where is Josh Vediger? He's coming into Parabolica. So Shane on the marks. Hingston just pulling up on the marks now. Pretty square. No backups there. Fodderdo off the blocks. Trundling down at 49k an hour.
Josh Vediger pass. John McDonald pass.
Blocks. Yeah, look at that. Net gain. Wow.
So McDonald in behind. Oh, McDonald off track. Locks up. In behind. That is Josh Vediger.
Yep, with pushing hard.
Hingston behind him. So that has definitely put him in 4th position. I think let him just run over the line here. Let's get out this timing marker here. There you go, 4th position for John McDonald.
Yeah, great drive. He's just got to hang on for another 7 minutes.
Yeah, he called it from way back, J-Man. Probably halfway through the race, so nice work. Jordan Moss, Alan. Oh no, that is Brendan Rolfe trying to make up for his.
He's lost it.
No! He's missed his brake mark.
He has.
Got out of that really early and made sure he made no contact with, that is actually Jordan Moss.
Oh, and he's back on the gas. He's going to have to let that one
No,
go.
it's actually, they're not waiting for position.
Oh, they're not. No, they're not.
So there you go.
I'm just trying to get a grasp on what that means for Mark Mudgway as the stops have all shaken out. You've got the complete field now having made their compulsory 2 pit stops. So Mudgey's just coming into...
Oh, who's that? Sorry. Phil
Okay.
Davison in the sand trap in at Parabolica. We might just see if we can get a replay of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, looks like he just pinched the rears a little bit.
Might have done on the way in.
Yeah.
Yeah, might have just on the way in just grabbed a bit much brake late and just rotated it.
Yeah. Rolls back out off the driving line there. Nicely done actually on a such a fast blind corner like the Parabolica, and then leaving plenty of space. And we're winding down.
Joshy on Dave Zero, that margin has shrunk considerably. That's only a 1.6 second margin with 5 minutes to go.
Alan Poole, Jordan Moss, is it? No,
Yep.
it's Alan Poole, Sam Carson, side by side around the Parabolica. The grunt of the Mercedes.
Yeah, Aston under the wing now though.
But then the Aston under brakes. Wait for it. Oh, pulls back.
Ooh. Oh, he's got it wrong there.
Oh, untidy. And that is Jake McKellar and Lucas Sargent, I think, in the background. Is that?
It's definitely snaky, and I couldn't see who the other car was.
I think it is Lucas Sargent. Look at him drag racing again up to the second chicane. Alan Poole. Oh!
Oh,
all
he
over
loses it
the inside
on the
rim.
curb.
He's still got it.
Yeah, they're hanging on.
Jake McKellar. Bird's eye view.
Yeah, it is Lucas Sargent. He's out of position, but he's still in the...
Look at this. Look at this lot. They've got 3.5 minutes to go, J-Man. They've been racing for 100 minutes, and look at it. It's a sprint race at the end of Ellen. Jumps out. Luke just wants a bit. There's a race on.
Oh, he's going to get back.
Oh, no.
Carso gets too wide out of the left-hand turn there and just allows Alan back through again. And Josh Vertiger has got this margin down to 0.7 on Dave Zero. Dave Zero with the slide through to the first of the Lesmo. So Josh has got a sniff of this P2.
Crazy. 3 minutes to go.
They always leave it to the final moments of the race, boys.
We don't know where to watch. These guys just shooting down at turn 1, 4 of them in a row.
Can Joshy line up Dave Zero too, Davo? I think he can. There's a move coming. There's a move coming here from Josh Vertigo.
Here we go, out of the Scari. Oh, Dave well wide. Josh has got the run.
He's going to put pressure on him into Parabolica.
Aston just looks like it widened up about 1.5 meters. On the outside, can Josh make it stick? Has he got it? He's got it.
That is a move. Wow. Covers the inside. He's going to cover it off.
Dave Zero into the pits.
Was there a fueling issue?
Oh. Wow.
That's his McDonald go to third position. Who is actually ranged up on Josh Vertigo. He's right behind him.
J-Man, we've got 2 minutes to go. Dave Zero in the pits. What the hell happened there?
What's going on? I didn't see bloody John sneak up there.
We've got to get back to the Alan Poole. Sam Carson. Oh, Sam. So close to the back of Phil's car.
Yeah, Jake McKellar's going to have a run here.
Oh, and that's, oh, Lucas So in the background, all kinds of sideways.
So the Lambo lining up the Aston now with only a minute 20 to go.
We've got another lap in this.
Yeah, I think Joshy's got enough for John Boy here. Now he's been released from behind Dave Zero, so I think you're on the right battle, mate. Jakey looks to the inside down to turn 1. How good is he under brakes? Gets out of it, thinks better of it.
Oh, yeah.
It's hot. It is hot. He had a big look, but got out of it right at the final moment. Mudgy has embarked on the final lap, mate. That's how far ahead he is.
So Mark Budgeway controlling the race. Pretty well from start to finish. A little bit of a miss
Oh,
out.
Kenny's just had a loser to Scary in front of Damien Jones.
Oh, look out.
So that late stop from Dave Zero actually saw Steve Wilton all the way up to P7. And given that Steve Belling's in P16, this is a massive net gain in the overall championship as well. So we'll bring you a brief on that at the start of the next race, the final race of the series, because there's going to be a lot to play for there.
As Mudgy goes across the line.
Yep, where is he? Oh, he's just coming out of the second of the Lesmos.
Yeah.
Oh, John Boy is on the back of Josh. Absolutely on the back of him. Bumper to bumper.
Look out. Right down to the wire, guys. We've got Alan Poole, Sam Carson, Jake McKellar, Rusty Shackelford. Oh, no, it's just these three, actually. Alan Poole, Sam Carson, Jake McKellar. Unbelievable. Out of the Parabolica. It's like, what line do you want? We've got Josh Vediger.
Pick a line.
John McDonald. Out of control. Up the pointy end.
Jake McKellar on the inside line there. I saw that.
Oh, Josh.
Oh, John was in pretty deep there.
John was
Lost
in
that
well
there.
deep, definitely.
It'll be back to Jordan Moss. Sorry, it'll be back to Alan Poole, Jordan, Jakey, Sam Carson. This isn't finished. Well done, Mudgy. We will get to you, mate. You have got an interview coming your way. But this battle for P10, 11, 12 is not done.
Definitely not done yet.
So, can Carso get Jakey? Can Jakey get Alan? You better believe one of them's going to have a go as we see.
Oh, who's that off? That was one of the...
I think that might have been Zero's already finished.
Oh,
is it?
he's
No.
already finished, maybe.
Yep.
Somebody just getting out
Oh,
of the...
Dave Zero got another drive through. That's going to drop Dave Zero well down the pack.
Yeah, I thought that was Duro's car out there, actually. So out of the back of Alan Poole's car at the moment with Jake McKellar. That was Dave Zero's car. That was Dave Zero's car as it drops down through the leaderboards. Look at how close this is. Around the outside from Sam Carson. They're going down. He's got the run, Jamie.
On the inside.
Into the Parabolica.
He's on the inside. Can he hold it? Jake gets to go the long way round.
He's brave. He's brave enough.
This is going to be a drag race to the finish.
You know it.
An absolute drag race. It's going to be a photos finish to the line. I think Jake McKellar's going to get it.
Oh.
That's it.
Whoa. We had the bird's eye view of it, mate.
Good stuff, mate. That was awesome as we see Rusty Shackelford come through at 12.
Whoa.
Dave Zero going to come across. He's still dropping positions. He is hemorrhaging points right now.
Rusty Shackelford in 12.
Actually, Vediger is rolling the line. What is going on there? No, he has finished. Sorry, these guys were a lap down on Mark Badger, who was so far ahead.
Dave Zero in 13th. Ashley Vediger in 14th. Bear Grylls 15th.
Yep. I think we may have lost Ray Haggis. So Steve-O in 16th. B-Dog ends up coming home in 17th. Lucas Sarr in 18th. Vaughan Martin 19th. Aztec Rounds 20. Bobby Laycock 21, Kenny Simpson 22nd after that late Ascari incident. Phil Davison 23rd, Adam Falconer 24th, Lachlan Andrews as a retirement. I'm not sure on how much he completed, but well, how do you like that? You need to get another rig, Craig Stoneley, and get back in on this action, mate. Seriously.
Hey, doesn't get any better than that. That was an enduro, folks.
Rightio. I am going to grab John McDonald as our first guy to make the podium broadcast. JB, you got us on comms?
Yes, can you hear me?
Mate, what a race. What a race. You drove that thing back after that early incident with Shane Fodderdo at the first chicane, and you drove that back on a great strategy to P3 late in the piece.
Yeah. I was a bit angry driving, but I'm pretty proud of the drive back because I was pretty angry at the start. I'm not 100% sure what happened at the start there, and I haven't seen anything. But I guess we were both trying not to hit each other, obviously. But yeah, no, I knew the car was fast anyway. I mean, I was surprised to get a pole, and fuck,
Yeah,
that was intense
mega
there with
lap.
Shane. So yeah, my apologies about the turn one stuff there. Still, like I said, I don't know. I haven't seen it, but what I had to get myself out of that that bit of boggle up of traffic. Put myself back. I drove off the final turn. I was not even paying attention and just my own error and just sailed past the braking marker and lucky to actually hold on to it there, to be honest. But
so talk us through your pit strategy, mate. You took tyres first, did you?
No.
So it's late. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, no. The idea was to get to halfway and get another set of fresh tyres and go again. So yeah, the first pit stop was just a splash, just to get out of underneath Shane, and there's about 3 or 4 cars that I lost positions to at the start there, and try and ultimately jump them or undercut them. It looks like that worked. So yeah, got myself into some fresh air. Back markers were okay. Didn't make any other errors. Yeah, good pace and had a good race. Yeah, tough though. Tough night.
Okay. So talk us through the start of the race. Obviously, the incident happened, irrespective of how it happened or why or whatever. It looked to me like I could have seen it wrong, but it looked to me like when you guys all sort of got yourself sorted, were you ahead of Shane after the incident? And did you actually drop back from that, or like, because I thought you took off from the incident and like after the or did you readdress it straight away? Because I thought you were ahead of Shane, and then I looked back and you were behind him.
Yeah, so what happened was the Shane spun out, and well, the contact was made and he went in front of him. He rotated, and then I kind of carried on because I was unsure of how it happened or what happened. So carried on tentatively just to complete the lap and clear the head. But after Shane was rotated, I was then rotated again. We carried a little bit, had a bit of a hit. We carried on, and then he I think I. And that's why I plummeted back to like ninth or something. I think it was ninth behind a ton of the cars. So
nice.
That's how I went backwards there.
Well, like congrats on such a great drive back, John. That was an amazing drive back.
Yeah, thank you. It was hard work. We do love the car when it's feeling good, and the tire. You definitely feel the car moving around a little bit more. So that was quite cool. Trying to slide it and save it and manage the tire where you can. All the simple things like braking in a straight line and stuff like that. So
awesome.
Being accurate.
Well
done to Mudgy. He was quick. He deserved that one. Cars were mega.
Awesome. Well done on what was a fantastic endurance race that sees John McDonald in the 27 BMW car make it into third place, the podium, on what is the newest update we've seen in a while on ACC here at Asrnz. And yeah, congrats, mate. Enjoy that one. Good luck trying to get to sleep after the the heart rate would have been up there, especially with that late charge on Joshy. So well done
Oh,
to
that
John
was fun.
McDonald.
Yeah, cool.
All right, mate.
Yep.
Talk to you in a bit.
Cheers, lads.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Well, there you go. So John McDonald, third place there for John McDonald. Great, just an absolute great driver. I like the strategy that he played there. So next cab off the rank will be Josh Vertiger. Josh, you got us on comms?
Roger.
Mate, what a race.
Yeah, it was an entertaining one. Always quick
Yeah.
the entire race, just looking at splits the entire race. It was good. It was pretty intense, just trying to eke out every little tenth that gets to go in front.
Yeah, so talk us through the night, mate. And you know, I could have called it wrong, but you didn't look at your most comfiest when we saw you in official practice. You know, I think I did look at you somewhere in the P12 mark and that, and then yeah, just talk us through how your night played out as far as, you know, from the start there to what ended up provisionally P3 and then getting knocked back a little bit in quali. So just talk us through a little bit of that.
Yeah, the new update makes the force feedback feel a little bit different. So the front end on turn-in just feels a bit light. So it just took a little bit of getting used to, but in the race built up a good rhythm and managed to get some good consistency going.
Yep, and then obviously a little bit of a late race thing, you know, great pit stop and that, so you put a little bit of pressure on Dave Zero and you were sort of coming at him, and then something happened there to Dave that saw him have to make a pit stop, whether it was a fueling issue there, and then yeah, you had a miracle at the very end too. What was that like?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I think they've ran out of fuel, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't know where JB came from. It was like the last 10 minutes, and I looked down, and JB was like 3 seconds behind me. So he had some awesome pace at the end, and yeah, I had a miracle of him in the last lap, which was fun.
A little bit of flashbacks from days gone by, mate.
Yes, definitely, it was good.
Yeah. Hey, look, another, you know, outstanding, you know, like last two races, obviously an absolute dominant victory at Bathurst, mate, which we're still well about. That was an amazing drive. And then to come back and put the thing in P2, I think, where'd you start from this race? What position did you start from?
P8, I did benefit a fair bit from that first lap carnage. I think I got about 6 spots.
Yep, we did. I think Davo did pick up that when all that rolled out, we said, look at that. Look who's there in P3. And it was John. You navigated that really, really well, and you know, a lot of experience, mate. You know, those things happen from time to time, and you know, sometimes the rub of the green sees you involved in them. Sometimes it sees you clear of them. So, no, you did a great job, mate, and loving seeing the Josh Vertiger card back on track, and I'm loving the paint schemes that you guys are running at the moment. So well done, mate. Enjoy that P2, and really looking forward to seeing you at Spa, because I know you do go well there.
Cheers, guys. We'll see you soon.
Awesome, Joshy. Thanks,
Thanks,
mate.
Josh. Josh Rediger, position 2 tonight after a win last week at Bathurst.
Yeah, and so I guess cometh the man, cometh the minute, is our race winner from here at Monza. Mudgy, you got us on comms?
Yeah, mate, copy.
Mate, what are you got to say about that one?
Pretty uneventful, to be honest with you. Pretty boring.
Well, it's fortunate for you, mate. There's a hell of a stream that I'm pretty sure you're going to get to watch where all the action was when these guys decided to race in a different postcode than you.
Yeah,
But,
I know.
look, you deserved it, Mudge, because you showed for the 100 minutes that you were one of the fastest cars out there. I think Day Zero did manage to snag a lap, but you were consistently in that top 49-second bracket the whole way through, and yeah, capitalised on that incident at the start, mate, but just eyes forward. And I think you deserve it as well, based on the first two Enduros. You just had shitty luck, mate. You know, the alt tab and having to start from pits, and then the incident at turn 1 at Paul Ricard as well. You know, like, you just haven't had the opportunity to show us what you got, but tonight you did.
No, yeah, you're right. You're 100% right there. The first 2 rounds of the endurance were something to forget. So it was good to get a win here, get the points.
Yep.
It was just a case of getting through that turn 1. Like do whatever you can to get through that turn one.
Yep.
And it was basically, there was about a gap, about a 17 to 19 second back to Dave, and I was just basically monitoring that gap back to Dave, and I still had a little bit of in the tank. I wasn't really pushing hard.
Yep.
So it's just a case of I was just driving to that number, to that gap to Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we could see it. I think I mentioned at one point there in the race there with maybe still, I don't know, there might have been still 20 minutes to go, and I sort of mentioned that I thought you'd have been just driving well inside your capabilities at that point, and I think it probably had gone on a lot longer than that before I called it, because you just had such a margin. You know, I was looking at the margin out 18 seconds, and then even later in the piece it was out to 22 or something, and I just thought, nah, you don't, there's nowhere you had to push because you had so much pace.
Yeah. Oh, and I backed off in the last 10 minutes. I backed it right back. It's just, I know you shouldn't do that, and I know you can make mistakes when you do that, but at the same time, I felt comfortable backing it off. The Beamer was just a stable car. Like, it was, I mean, even Farmer was talking about how good it was. JB, well, we saw what he did when he came back too.
But even Farmer, back to P7, was an amazing drive. So the breakfast crew cars tonight, like what you guys brought up, on a tricky night with an update, and we're hearing guys talking about having dead spots in the steering, and Josh mentioned he thought the front of the car was a little doughy into the turn-in. You know, so you guys did a freaking amazing job to do that. And
well, that's the benefits, Glenn, of the BC boys. We work together.
I know, mate. I've been a part of that establishment, mate. I know how it works, mate.
We share all our data. We work towards it. Even in the beginning of the season, you know, there was position swapped just to allow guys through, and it's a good team to belong to.
Yep. Now, look, I'm going to touch on it because there's only one more round to go. A in the Enduros and B in the overall championship. You already got one hand on the trophy. You know, you've done a great job. This is the first time we've seen Mudway actually do a full season, you know, committed, and it's paying divvies. You know, the job's not done. You know, you've still got to turn up and deliver next week. You must be feeling confident, bro.
No, I've got old Mr. Consistent sitting in there in number P2.
Yeah, it happens to be a team car as well, right?
Yeah, it happens to be a team car. He tends to be a multi-time champion. So yeah, nah, she's not over, mate, until she's over.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to say too much, mate. I'm not going to put the hex. I did plenty of that tonight, talking about drivers, and things unwound pretty quickly as I mentioned stuff. So I'm not going to go any further with it. But
yeah, please,
mate,
thank you.
Yeah, you've done a stellar job so far, and I really do hope for the finale that you're up on the podium. We get to have a good chat. Either way, I think we're going to get to have a chat regardless. But congrats, mate, on tonight. That was just a dominant display. It was kind of reminiscent of what Joshy did at Bathurst last week. So I'm really happy for you, Mudge. Well done.
Yeah, thanks, boys. Really appreciate what you guys do for the stream too. Thank you.
Cool, man. Awesome, mate. Well, like I said to JB, good luck trying to fall asleep tonight, mate, because you'll be struggling to get the heart rate down. So, yeah, enjoy your Friday, mate, and enjoy the stream, and we'll talk to you over the weekend.
Okay. Thanks, boys.
Nice work.
Good,
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, mate.
Mark Mudway, winner tonight at Monza, round 9 with the Asrnz. Oh, convincingly, mate. Yes, yes. And as we wind down, J-Man, fantastic racing, mind you. Awesome qualifying.
Yeah, big shout out to all the guys that attended tonight. No, you know, we could stay here for ages. We won't, but you know, just a few mentions as I always try. I don't, you know, not favoritism, but you know, great drive from Steve Wilton. Great drive from Brendan Rolfe up to the point where it went bad with a drive-through and some stuff there. You know, there was some really stellar drives. Condolences to Dave Zero, who was so strong all night and it unwound at the back end. Damien Jones, you know, he's a part-time driver here. Came in, did a great job tonight to feature very, very strongly. So well done to all of those guys that stepped up, and everybody for supporting us as well. We do appreciate it. So thank you, guys.
Absolutely, J-Man. And yes, and hopefully, and I'm sure you will all be back next week, and I'm sure all the drivers will be back next week. So for the final round at Spa, the epic Spa, J-Man, and what a finale it's going to be. It's 120 minutes?
120 minutes.
Yeah, so She is the real deal, and at Spa of all places, the legendary enduro track of this world. So can't wait for that, J-Man.
Yeah, looking forward to it, Davo, for sure.
It's been an awesome night tonight. We're going to thank again Outdoor Effects. We're going to thank ABC Tech, SJS, GoBro Racing. I'm going to thank you, J-Man, again for joining me tonight. Thank you, viewers. I'm Davo. We're out of here, J-Man. Join us next
Awesome,
week.
mate. It's been a pleasure. Thanks, viewers. Catch you next week.
Thank you.